You're watching Suck Professor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Hank. I'm joined by...
James.
James! Rawr! James, hey! Welcome to our Game of Thrones shot-by-shot recap, everybody. Kind of a long podcast, detailed discussion. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. This is a very exciting episode. Holy shit, James.
Every time I say this is the best episode ever, I've been wrong because the next one comes and proves me wrong.
Yeah, this one did not disappoint at all. This was filled with action and dialogue, which is pretty much all sums up pretty much most of the episodes.
Yeah, but, I cannot wait to listen to Jerry Lewis's podcast where he does this one.
All right, pour one out for the old JL, right?
Yep.
All right, yeah, so everybody like, subscribe, and participate with the comments and stuff at Twitter on Suck Professor. Wait a minute, shit, fuck. At Suck Professor on Twitter or at VideoJamesSP. Hit us up on there. We always love keeping the conversation going on social media. All right, here we go. All right, so the opening shot is the table at Dragonstone, right, James?
Yes.
We see it. We were wondering, you thought, oh, no, it's empty. No one's there, right?
Well, I was getting up to close the blinds at the time, so I missed a little bit.
I forced James to do a chore. The blind was out of whack and the light was hitting me in the eye. I mean, you know, I was already doing screenshots. So anyway, yeah, we're flying north. So we see the wall here. I love, look at, they did little cookies, little Christmas cookies.
Your interpretation of this was completely correct, though. It was basically symbol. It was like the Indiana Jones. I think he actually called it that, like the map traveling scene where you see beyond the walls where we're going.
What's missing is a red line and a plane going.
Yes, and heroic music.
And heroic music. So here they are. That's Eastwatch, I'm assuming. Maybe that's Castle Bar, one or the other. Anyway, they're going north. So that's where we end up. We join up with the fellas. We get a lot of
the Fellowship of the Wight.
Yes, of the Wight. That reminds me of what's going on in the news these days.
W-I-G-H-T, just to say that again.
Yeah, we know that. Everybody knows that. But a lot of like road trip talking, kind of like bros connected.
Yeah.
Like, so, do you ever fuck a raccoon? Or like stuff that men talk about when the women aren't around. Anyway, there they go. The guy's got the sled, but
we should probably mention why they're going beyond the wall based on the prior episode, just in case anyone forgets, but I don't think they will.
Probably. Go ahead. You say it.
They need to go beyond the wall to convince the world that the Wights and the White Walkers and the undead army is a threat.
Right.
So they want to capture one of the members of the army, be it a White Walker, be it someone infected with the White Walker thing, which we theorize could possibly be Jorah. You mentioned last episode. You thought it might be him.
I predicted Jorah would get wounded or killed, and then he would become the White Walker guy, and they'd bring him back with blue eyes.
But it serves a dual purpose.
Because I fucking hate Jorah and I want to see him die.
Dare you? He's from Beric.
No, JK. He's a handsome older man, and that's what I hope to be someday.
So essentially, they could bring it back to Daenerys and show Daenerys the threat is real. She would join them. But further, they could bring it before Cersei and King's Landing and say, this is our common enemy. We need to stop our squabbling, and we need to unite to fight against this threat.
Right. Same story happened in my hometown when someone had to go capture one of the animatronic band members from Chuck E. Cheese, brought it back, and then we all went on a mission, and we murdered that entire Chuck E. Cheese band.
And that's how Five Nights at Freddy's began.
Yes, exactly. Never heard of it. Don't know what you're talking about. All right, here we go. So now we get into the guys. There's Jon Snow and the Tormund, and they're all... We've got a cast of kings here, or cast of heroes, I should say. These are like, if in video games, these are like the tough dudes that have, everybody has their own traits and skills.
And the funny thing is, the one guy who's like wearing the pointy hood is the one guy who has never been north before, who has never seen snow before, who has been living his entire life in King's Landing and in that area.
Yep.
Good old Gendry.
Good old Gendry. All he's ever done is see turtles, because he was rowing for so long, and blacksmithing in the middle of the continent, and he's not handling the cold very well.
He's used to heat.
He's being a good sport, though, I gotta say. Sometimes you force your friends to do something they don't like, and they're like, oh, turns out I like strippers, so anyway, there was a lot of good dialogue, though.
Yeah, it's sort of like a conversation between a Canadian and an American as to what the North really represents. I've been to Winterfell, and he goes, that's the North. No, to me, that's the South.
Yeah. Oh, hey there, let's travel south to Minnesota. We'll go all the way south to the deep southern, hot, humid environment of Minneapolis, St. Paul. That's my Minnesota accent.
I cannot
talk. We'll go to the north, and we'll catch some northern pike.
P-Y-K-E.
P-I-K-E.
The P-Y-K-E to keep it Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, well said, though. Canadians and Minnesotans. Basically, Minnesota, southern Canada, pretty much. I mean, okay, so, we got Blow's Raspberry. I was hoping I got that screenshot. I love that they called it a raspberry.
Yeah.
What is that?
No, that's a...
Oh.
Yes.
That's a snort. Kind of a... Okay. Well done. Best commentary on YouTube.
Yes.
Poor Gendry, though. I've been cold before, James. I've been bald since I was a teen.
Well, I have a great question I need to ask you then.
All right.
Do you like bananas?
Yeah.
Okay,
what?
go on.
Huh?
You thought I was going to say that, but I wasn't.
Oh, I see. I was hoping. Yeah, no, my balls are very warm. You should see them, man. These things dangle down to halfway down my thighs, and I got long femurs.
Didn't need to know.
Yeah, no, I'm good down there. The balls they're on the outside because they have to be the regulation. Evolution. Or Darwin decided that they don't want the balls being normal body temperature.
Yes, Darwin made that decision.
Yeah.
They were all inside, and he was like, henceforth it shall be the rule of the decree of the land.
From the HMS Beagle, I have commanded.
Yes.
Before that, they were all innies, and everybody just had a baseball with no balls.
And he pulled his ship with the Galapagos tortoises.
Yes.
That's why there aren't any
And
more.
they sang songs and stuff.
I think are there any more? I know there's
Galapagos?
giant turtles, but I think
No, they're there.
But they're highly, highly endangered.
Yeah, no. They put saddles on them, and they let children ride around on them, and then they feed them, pennies and stuff, and they poop out warm pennies.
I thought I read somewhere that there was only one left, and they couldn't find a mate for it or something.
Oh, have you seen the internet? They can find a mate.
One that can procreate with them.
Oh yeah, no. I meant some human pervert. Nope, James, nope. All right, we'll not talk about bestiality with turtles later.
Actually, that's coming up a little bit here.
Okay. Well, so anyway, Tormund, walking's good, fighting's better, fucking's best.
To keep warm is what he's saying.
To keep warm, that's how they get warm, and I agree. I got to agree with that. Although I don't like the fighting part. I would do walking, jumping jacks, and then sexual intercourse with a woman.
Want to combine all three?
Well, my thighs aren't that strong. I did do a lunge the other day, so I have been getting stronger. So there's no living woman within 100 miles of air. I'm not sure who's saying. I think Jon Snow is saying that one.
I only do those.
There's
when
not
I
a
slip
living
in the
woman.
shower.
You only what in the shower?
Lunge when I slip in the shower. I
Right.
put my head through the wall.
That explains why your head poked through the wall while I was in my shower.
Yes.
All right, so we've got a. Okay, this is gross. This is just this is actually true. What men do, they threaten to rape each other because men are fucking savages.
Well, Tormund is kind of he knows Gendry is sort of like a summer child when it comes to the toughness of the northern men, so he's leading him on. He's not being serious.
Right, no, he's being playful, but he's saying, I'm gonna rape you. This is his idea of a joke.
Yeah.
And I actually worked at a place once, and these two older guys, they were truck drivers, and it was an internship or whatever, but they threatened to give me a blanket party, which is where they hold you down with a blanket and beat you with soap that's inside a sock. And I was like, that, and they liked me. I was nice. I'm a funny guy, and they were like, we're gonna give you a blanket party. And I found out what the fuck. I was like, why would you throw? Fucking savages.
I would have assumed it was going to be building a little blanket fort for me so I could crawl through it.
Yeah, come in here and snuggle with me in my big pockmarked face. All right, so let's keep going. All right, I'm getting distracted there. Gendry is just like, oh no, I'm going to have to fuck that redheaded guy. I'm just, anyway, no, they're not. They're just kidding. But
well, you know he's kidding because he says this one is maybe not so smart.
Right. I did
Referring
like that.
to Gendry.
He's checking in with Jon, like, he goes, yeah, we can fight, but it's okay. Smart people.
And this segues into the best conversation in the series to date.
All right. You want to take over there?
Not especially.
Oh, all right.
No, he goes on to talking about that it comes a little bit later. We'll get there, though.
Oh, okay, yeah, there is some of that. How many of
But
this?
Yes.
This part. This is not what you meant the best.
This was very, very similar to the line that originally Mance Rayder Jon tells to Mance Rayder, and then I believe Daenerys tells back to Jon.
Right.
And this is something that's going to stick with him.
Yeah. Well, he's hinting at what cost is your pride. So this could be very bad. He's basically saying it's sort of not a good thing to say right now because it might create second guessing. I mean, you're sort of committed to this course of action, so maybe shut the fuck up. But
well, it's almost as though hearing it from Jon's own men, be it Tormund, a wildling, tells him that the pride of not bending the knee is not something you should do for your people. You should bend your knee for your people. Yeah. You shouldn't resist it.
Yeah, then he goes...
They will still follow you. They'll still respect you.
Right. Anybody smell a big red beard? Oh, it's just me. Oh. That didn't make it... That wasn't even funny. Why did I say that? You'd smell his mustache, not his beard. Yes. All right, so great photography in this, though, man.
This was like a movie.
It was very beautiful. Everything looked great. HBO keeps spending that helicopter money, baby. Or maybe they're using cool drones these days. Probably that.
Do you think the drones have dragon wings on them?
I hope so. Yeah, 4 of them, though. Like, squirting out little fire. Gendry does look sufficiently miserable.
Looks like me on a fishing trip.
Yeah. Oh, is that how you behave when you're on a fishing boat?
Yes, I'm not pleased.
Yeah. You're just on an upset. You're turning into a pouty face.
Yeah, I'm just swinging my hammer everywhere.
It's funny to go back and play with your swords in your little warm room. But Gendry has a beef to pick with Thoros of Myr
and with Beric
Dondarrion, men of the Brotherhood without banners. Of course, this guy's boozing because that's his thing, and he's just pissed off that they sold him off to what's her face?
Melisandre.
Melisandre the Red Witch.
And Stannis Baratheon.
And he goes, no, she's a priestess. And like, yeah, but it is, we understand it is a subtle distinction. It's kind of like the Pope and Dumbledore. You know, yeah. Dumbledore is fun at a party. The Pope, he's probably fun at a party. He'll wash poor people's feet and stuff.
Yeah, so it was a double betrayal because he wanted to be one of them. He respected them. He wanted to join the Brotherhood. He got sold off because of his king's blood, which the Red Priestess wanted to use in order to win the war, to prove that Stannis Baratheon was Azor Ahai, which he turned out not to be.
Right, right. She was following one of her leads, and she needed to steal blood from him. And she was nice about it, though. I mean, if you had to take someone's blood, what are your options? Cut their hand, like in movies, when they swear a blood oath, just like you and I did the first time we met. Hypodermic needle, pull it out of their syringe, prick their finger. Maybe they didn't have diabetes back then, or maybe they just, you know, they're all pretty much worked out all day because they were, you know, it's without chairs. Or a leech. I think she did a good thing. And she let him see her boobs.
She used a tiny bit of his blood. Remind me if I'm incorrect about this. It's been a while, but was it his blood that she used to conjure the smoke baby?
No. Oh, no. I don't think so. No.
So what did she used his blood?
She threw it into a fire.
And she said some names like Joffrey and so forth to bring about a curse to bring him death
remember.
Or something. I think it was
maybe it was the smoke baby.
Maybe I think it was a smoke baby.
It could have been. Did she get pregnant off that? I mean, because then she got pregnant and she gave birth, and that was
with Davos, who rode her to the underbelly of that sewer system,
the sewer smuggling plane thing.
I could be completely wrong about that.
Yeah, we're getting that wrong. Feel free to freak out. Write some horrible, mean, weird YouTube comment because we got to.
Basically, she used the power of the king's blood from him to do some dark blood magic to accomplish some feats, but she did clearly have a goal afterwards to kill him.
But if a really attractive woman goes, Hank, I want to take some of your blood, but I'm going to tie you down and use a leech to suck some blood off your chest. First, I'd make her shave a hole in my chest hair because I have a lot of chest hair. Because that'd be weird. The leech will just, leeches need smooth skin. That's why leeches like children. And she was super hot. I'd be like, all right, show me your boobs. I mean, not you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then her necklace falls off, and
oh, yeah. She turns into the old lady.
Yeah, but she
starts spinning around, and her titties are flapping around like helicopter blades.
God.
Starts smacking people in the room,
hitting her in the back.
Donk, donk. Nipples are just cutting right through enemies like laser beams.
She was, even though it was kind of kind the way she did it with the leeches, it wasn't really intended for kindness.
No,
it was a test run. She was going to kill him.
It was against his will. That's the point. It was not consensual. No matter what, that's violating and terrible. I know. I don't actually think it's a good thing. But let's see. Let's get back into the shots here. Oh yeah, he just keeps bitching, and they would have killed me if it wasn't for Davos. But they. Oh yeah, he's saying I was saved by Davos, and then the Hound basically tells him to shut the fuck up and quit your.
Yeah, whining. He said, well, yes, she was going to kill you, but she didn't. Everything worked out well, so shut up.
Yeah, whinging. I've never heard whinging.
Whinging.
What is he? Do you think he only types in wingdings?
I have no idea what that means. I'm assuming it's some sort of like maybe British term or something.
Yeah, well, he explains it. He says you're just opening your mouth and you're complaining. It sounds like me, though. I bitch a lot. I'm a little whiny bastard sometimes. Honestly, I can't. I don't blame anybody for ever not being my friend. All right, he deserved a better son.
John's very sad.
I know. Believe me. That's why nobody can insult me because I spend all day hating myself. So it works out. So they're talking about Jorah Mormont, the dad, his dad, Jorah's dad, the bear, Commander Mormon.
The bear.
Didn't they call him the bear?
Did they? I don't know. I know
he's from Bear Island.
He's from Bear Island. Their sigil is the bear, but I don't know if they called his father the bear. Maybe they did. I don't know.
He was
That's news to me.
He was one of those big white barrel-chested dudes, with the round head and the round shoulders and stuff. He was a prisoner of the wildlings.
No, he says, were you there for him in his last moments? He goes, no, I wasn't. I was a prisoner of the wildlings, but let it be known that he did get avenged.
He was killed by the mutineers.
Yeah.
Led by the guy that looks like John Leguizamo, but it's not John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
The dude with the two knives. And he talked like this. He was one of those guys.
Yeah. So he's saying what a tragedy it was that he died that way because the Night's Watch was his life. He would have given his life for any one of those men on the Night's Watch. And to go out like that was not doing a service to him.
Yep.
But Jorah was at the same time prior to this saying that he deserved a better son because he's saying that he was a disappointment to his father. He was not an honorable person. He was doing things that were shady that did not bring honor to his family.
He sold slavery. He sold some dudes into slavery. So
and he spied for the Lannisters.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's right, yeah. So this is Jon talking, though, by the way. My father was the most honorable. So they're just reminiscing about their good dads, They're like, yeah, my dad helped people change their tire once. One time my dad yelled at a girl when she was kicking her dog. He goes, hey! He was in his car. He goes, hey, don't kick that dog. How'd you like it if I come over there and kick you?
No, I thought he was going to say trying to give her tips for better, you know.
Yeah, kick him in the dog balls.
Your form is all wrong.
Let's up in front legs. No, my dad yelled at it.
Push off the left foot.
It's one of my favorite memories.
But the good thing is that these characters have not had a lot of screen time together. They really haven't had a chance to talk freely, and we're getting that because they have past experiences that meld together in ways that have not yet been discussed.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Thanks. Well said. So they have this little moment, and Jon kind of decides that, you know what? Your dad gave me this sword. He changed the pommel from a bear to a wolf, and it's yours. And at this point, I said, this is confirmation of my theory. This means Jorah is going to be the fucking wight because Jon needs his sword back. If Jorah takes the sword, then Jon's going to get the sword back because he's going to take it off the wight. You don't let a wight have a sword. That's crazy. Yeah. But of course, it gets a little more intense than that because I'm a simpleton.
Yeah, we know white men can't sword.
Starring Woody Harrelson.
But can you please
white men can get high on weed and bang on the bongo drums.
Can you please say the thing that you said during the episode where you talked about the replacement of the bear head with the thing? Because that was hilarious to me.
Oh, did he still had the other pommel and it was just the bear made it and turned into a pepper mill?
Yes, thank you.
Just turned the bear head. And
where did it go?
Here you go. I've still got the bear, but it's pepper. Say when. And then he starts doing it on top of his balding old man head.
Now I'm happy.
Was that funny? I didn't think it was that funny.
I enjoyed that mental image quite a bit.
Oh, thanks, James. Oh, thanks. You've given me the finest gift of all, the gift of approval. So anyway, Jorah is like, oh man, and Jon, Jon's a very noble guy.
Oh,
he
is.
I was thinking, Jon, how about this? When you're back after the trip, okay, buddy, you don't give up your favorite. Nolan Ryan wouldn't give up his catcher's mitt before the big game.
Also, bear in mind, he's putting nobility above his own safety. Because he knows, no one else probably knows this, but he knows better than anyone that Valyrian steel, of which this sword is made, can kill a White Walker.
Right. Oh my god, totally correct.
And he's going into the north against the White Walkers, and he's giving away his trump card.
This is ridiculous. This Jon, I'm demoting Jon. Jon's not so cool now.
But Jon also probably has a lot of dragonglass with him. Because he came from the mine, so he still has a way to fight the White Walkers, but he's giving away the one weapon he's the most comfortable using.
Yes. What if he tore off his jacket and he's got like dragonglass nunchucks? And like he's like Raphael all of a sudden. He starts whipping it around. And
dragonglass underwear and everything.
Eating pizza, dragonglass elbow pads. Alright, so anyway, he's like, you gotta get it to your kid. And then Jorah rejects it and goes, I don't deserve this. I gave up my claim to this when I did a bunch of shitty stuff to my family and dishonor my family. It's yours. Give it to you and your kids. That's nice. You know? All right. So these men had a nice moment. All right. Big deal. Good way to go. Hug, touch tips and fucking move on. Back to Winterfell.
Lord.
Chatter. Oh, look at James the Wolf.
Oh, yes. Wow. The Stark direwolf.
One of those useless ones that can't fight anybody.
And again, so far the only scene we've seen in this episode that isn't laden with snow and winter was the Dragonstone table. So this is definitely a theme of the whole episode. Beyond the wall.
Beyond the wall.
Winter has come.
Yep. We are seeing lots of coming and lots of winter here. So anyway, Sansa, Arya relays a memory here about the time when she was a little girl and she saw an arrow. Girls weren't supposed to be shooting arrows. That wasn't their role.
Well, she basically saw the bow that Brienne had left behind because it was a boy's job to learn the history of Westeros, to do combat, arrows, and things like that.
They didn't train the women in those.
It was not the role for the daughters and the women to do that.
Right.
So she found him, he left his bow outside, which he would have been punished for doing so, and she went and picked it up.
Yeah. And she picked it up, but there was only one arrow, and so she was shooting the arrow back and forth, only had to walk back and forth. It was a nice little story. She was doing her thing, following her instincts. And then, shit, I got
you went a little too far.
Yeah, I went a little too fast there. I wasn't looking at the screen. And she saw her dad clapping. He was up there watching, and he was going...
The entire time she was walking back and forth with one arrow. It took her maybe 50 tries. She finally hit the bullseye, and he was proud of her.
Yeah, and it was wrong, but the rules were wrong.
Yes,
right.
I love that.
That's a great line. I did appreciate that.
Shows what a good man he was. And one thing that was kind of missed in the last scene, because we kind of went a little fast, is that I think they were talking about Ned Stark, right?
Yeah, these two right here, you mean?
No, in the prior scene.
Oh, yeah, Jon brought up Ned Stark.
Right, and Jorah said that I absolutely hated Ned Stark. He wanted me dead. He actually was going to execute me. And he goes, I know, I'm glad he didn't catch you. Oh, yeah. He goes, I am too.
Yeah. They're nice, yeah. They're really getting together here. That's what men do when they're all... why am I saying that again? So Arya tells the story. I like the idea that Ned Stark would, like, smash cut to him, like, overlooking Sansa while she's knitting and then just starting to slow clap.
Yes.
And then Bran is somewhere watching two people have sex and just... But then Ned Stark is behind him going... Yes, my boy.
And then they both get kicked out the window.
And then Robb Stark is like, playing, you know, grab ass with some teenage girl, and Ned Stark's back there going, yeah. Who's the other one? Theon, you know, okay. All right, so you get the idea. You get the idea. Well, how am I not writing for Saturday Night Live? Theon doesn't have a father. Can he still get someone
have a father, but the father just didn't like him.
Well, if you have your penis cut off, you can still produce semen, right?
This is something I have not thought of, nor will I.
Jeeves?
I prefer not to think.
Siri. No, we'll ask Siri.
From a biological standpoint, I would presume yes.
Yeah, well, like the balls are still pumping it out. But it's probably pretty traumatizing, and, you know, I mean, you'd have to, like... All right, well, we'll think about it later. Maybe that's where maybe a leech would come in handy, you know what I'm saying?
Much like Theon's wang, now he's dead. Let's move on.
You called it a wang!
Yes.
Could you imagine if your doctor called... All right, we're going to have to take a look at your wang.
At your Willie there. Yeah,
I had surgery on my dick. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah. All right, more about that in the next episode, everybody.
God.
That's called a tease. I literally did. I was a young boy. All right, so...
I don't want to know.
It's not gross. I used to be very ashamed of it. Now I'm putting it on the internet forever. Yeah, but it's okay, guys. The tattoos covered up the scars, so everything's good. It is true. All right, so then Arya brings out the hammer and fucking goes, now he's dead with your help.
Yes.
Which we've already ruined with screenshots, but... What the fuck? I see this and I'm going, Arya, what are you doing?
This was a massive reversal. We have to remember, though, that in the last episode, Arya thought she was being cunning. She snuck into Littlefinger's room and she found something that he had explicitly planted for her to find.
Yes.
It was not something that was fabricated, it was legitimate, but she does not know the context behind how that came into being.
Right.
So Littlefinger is playing Arya here.
Arya was working for Littlefinger without knowing it.
Yes.
And that's unfortunate.
And the letter was basically the letter that Sansa was forced to write under duress of her father being executed to Robb Stark to come to King's Landing and bend the knee to Cersei, because she was told that that would save the life of her father if she basically promoted the reign and the rule of Joffrey over her father.
Right.
And called her father a traitor in the process.
Totally. We're going to get to the letter. I like Sansa going like, bitch, what? Yeah. All right, so yeah, she pulls it out and she reads it. I got screenshots for everything, I think. I tried to make sure I got it all. So you want to read it? Should we read it? Rob, I write to you today.
No, you got to use Arya's voice.
Rob, I write to you today with a heavy heart. Oh, good King Robert is dead. No, see, now I'm being annoying. Killed from wounds. He took in a boar hunt. Father's been charged with treason. He conspired with Robert's brothers against... This is sort of a declarative statement right there, but against my beloved Joffrey. He's tried to steal his throne, and the Lannisters are treating me well and providing me with every comfort. I beg you, come to King's Landing. Swear fealty to Joffrey, and will we have no more fights between the Lannisters and Starks or some shit like that. It's propaganda. I mean, she was forced to write it under duress, under coercion. So, of course... Arya is she's still young, man. She's still a little naive, you know.
And then, but Stark, the Stark child, Arya, makes a good point, saying, the Stark child, the Star Child.
As she is well known.
Yeah, for some reason, I said her last name first.
That's fine.
But anyway, she said...
You hear me talk, I can barely put the words together.
But she does say, under what kind of physical pain were you under when they forced you to write it?
Yeah.
And Sansa basically says, I was a child, I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And she says, what would Lady Mormont think? She was younger than you are... She is now younger than you were then.
Right.
And I sure as heck don't think she would agree with you.
Well, Lady Mormont, the young little girl, she has the soul of a fucking 50-year-old war-grizzled general. She doesn't count. She's an outlier. You got to remove the outliers when you use statistical analysis.
Yeah. But Arya still makes the comparison.
It is a good point, though. And it's also an effective arguing tactic for
And Arya saying that she would literally let them kill her before she would betray her family.
Oh, really, Arya?
She is forged of stronger metal than Sansa.
Yeah, you stab her in the gut, she's good to go within a couple of hours.
Yeah. She can have like the queso burritos from Chipotle and still be fine. Have you had the queso ones yet?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
In Beverly Hills, I do not live there. I work there because I'm a peasant.
Yes, you are.
And I look through the window at all the rich people walking around and think, I don't want to be one of you.
Yeah,
because they suck.
James leaves his fingerprints on their windows.
Yes,
it's well known.
I'm sitting there, I'm slaving away working, and I see them carrying their $1 million shopping bags all around, like whatever.
You see you see those people with their purses and their fucking cars, and you're just like.
The important thing is the Chipotle there, you can pay $1.30 extra, and they will douse queso cheese all over your burrito.
Oh, that sounds perfect. That sounds amazing. I'd like to cater them for my wedding.
And then you can douse your toilet in queso cheese.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go very far.
No.
But, it's pretty much chemically identical.
Yeah, that was an unnecessary aside, but let's move on.
No, it's fair enough. That's what we do here, unnecessary asides. So, anyway, Arya's being really, like... I don't know. I'm not digging Arya's vibe here, man. She's not looking to make peace or ask for explanations. She's just seeming to be She's relying on her confidence a little too much.
She's playing exactly into Littlefinger's hand.
Yeah.
This is what he wanted, to create division between the sisters.
Right, and then she reveals that she was there, that she actually saw it happen with her fancy hair, and she didn't stop it. Like, what the hell was Sansa supposed to do in that moment? She was a captive. She couldn't do shit. And so what did you fight? Oh yeah, so Sansa turns it on her though and goes, well yeah, bitch, what the fuck did you do? Did you save the Lannisters? Did you fight? Again, Arya was also a little tiny girl. She actually tried. Remember the guy? I don't remember his name, but he was one of the Night's Watchmen. Stopped her.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
One glow, Arya. He crossed his eyes. He was the David Bowie of eye crossing.
Yeah.
You know, that was pretty good stuff. I didn't betray our entire... But comedy's evolved since the 60s. I didn't betray our entire family for my beloved Joffrey, you fucking bitch. It was the subtext to that. So, and by the way, they got dead birds hanging around him, so what does that symbolize? Dinner? Yeah, so Sansa says, oh yeah? Well, where the hell were you? You know what? We're only standing here because of me. You didn't win it. Jon didn't win it. I won it.
By it... Winterfell.
Winterfell, yeah. She's saying, you know, this is like, what were you doing? Traveling the world? She said she was training. Oh, really? Training? Big deal. But they both kind of go like, yeah, we both suffered a little bit.
Yeah.
I figured that would be like, okay, we both have had a hard time.
Yeah.
Why the hell are we beating each other up here?
She doesn't know that Sansa, Arya was around. She caught all the Pokemon.
Yes.
So she's very useful.
Who, Arya was catching Pokemon?
Yeah. Not Pokemon, faces.
Faces.
Got to collect them all.
Poke faces.
Got to catch them all.
Yeah, she pokes them with needle.
Yeah.
Poke. Now it's like my brain is having misfires all of a sudden. All right, do you know how happy...
All of a sudden?
So then she says, for the first time in my life, do you know how happy Cersei would be right now if she saw us fighting? Basically saying, what are we doing? This is not what we want. Like when my brothers and I used to fight, my dad would smile and go...
Yes, from a balcony.
Attaboy.
Looking down.
I'm playing you against each other. Yes, one of you will drive the other one to school, you 8- and 9-year-olds. You're scared. So then she figures out, like, oh, you're just afraid about the Northern Lords. It's because of your power. You're just here because you just want to defend your power.
And then the whole thing about Lady Mormont.
Yep, that's
Lyanna Mormont, also Lady Mormont.
Yeah, same thing. Lady is short for Lyanna.
No.
People are going to correct me in the comments about that one.
But this is a good line here. She says, sometimes fear makes them do unfortunate things. And Arya turns that around on her.
Well, I don't have another quote there. So what does Arya say?
Oh, shoot. She says something really cool.
Yeah. Well, imagine something really cool, everybody.
She says something like, fear will motivate you to do something in one way, but also, not courage, but action or something else will also have the same effect, and she chooses that over fear.
With great fear comes great responsibility.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the line, but it escapes me at the moment.
It's okay. It's all right.
I was trusting you.
I kind of want to... Well, how do I know? It's my first time watching these. I kind of want to get like every single line of dialogue for these screenshots, but
when you see like a really good line, does your finger not just like depress?
Kind of, but it's hard. You do it next time, okay?
Fuckface. I will do it. I'll use a foot pedal.
No, we're not gonna put.
We'll both do it at the same time. We'll have doubled up screenshots.
I'll use a double guitar.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the boys. They've been having rape threat conversations and getting to know each other a little bit. One of them taught the other one how to do the disappearing thumb trick. Everything's nice. One of them taught the other guy how to tie a rope or something. You know, men like to share tips and tricks.
So Tormund is trying to get into the Hound's head. He's trying to get to know him.
Yeah. Tormund is kind of a inquisitive man. He's sort of is gregarious the right word? I could barely pronounce it. Were you born mean or just eating wildlings? And he's like, I don't give a fuck about wildlings. I ate gingers. Which is nice, because he's yelling at the red-haired guy.
The great thing he says, he goes, but gingers are like you. We're both touched by fire.
Yes, I did like that. We were
kissed by fire, yeah.
That was funny. Then he points his finger at him and goes, yeah, there you go. Do you think scar tissue is like insulating?
I don't know.
All right, well, hey, U.S. military, pay attention.
Do you think that the scar tissue, though, actually the pores that allow you to sweat to cool off would be damaged to the point that it wouldn't function?
That's probable. That seems to make more sense than what I said. Did you trip into the fire? Oh yeah, so he's fine. He's kind of handsome.
And we know the story about this already. It was his brother, the Mountain, Gregor Clegane, that forced him into the fire head first because he was playing with one of his toys.
Yes, and held it in there, and it caused him to have this lifelong, overwhelming fear of fire.
The whole time of this scene, I'm just thinking Clegane Bowl.
Yeah,
gotta happen.
So you're predicting that eventually we'll see Clegane.
I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying that I hope it happens because I know the entire world wants to see it.
Well,
and I want to see it.
They're both still alive, kind of. One of them's not alive.
Pseudo-alive,
Yeah,
yeah.
one of them's a zombie, but the other, they might still have a fight.
The
It's
Hound-
also, by the way, the same reason I'm terrified of having my save games erased by my fucking brother.
Oh, I've had that happen before too.
Motherfucker.
Your brother kept getting into my house and racing.
I was at the
mine.
very end of Phantasy Star 2, Sega Genesis, pieces of shit.
I've told you my Donkey Kong Country story.
Every day you
I
tell me
was
that.
at the very
Wish
end
you'd
of it.
Go ahead.
Neighbor across the street was named Brandy. Friend of my sister had like 3 young kids, siblings, like 4 or 5 years old. And I went back and gave my perfect 100% completion save game. All of them deleted, all of them replaced with 1% completion, and they were all spelled B-A-R-A-N-D-I. Barandy.
Fucking Bar Randy, man.
They were trying to spell their sister's name, but they couldn't. That's how I knew it was them.
Well, take some comfort in knowing that that person is named after the alcohol that caused her fetal alcohol syndrome. So, all right. So he goes, suck my cock. He goes, no, suck. You want to get your dick sucked? I don't know. Something about a dick sucking. And he goes, dick. He doesn't know the word. He's not from there.
It's familiar. It's not familiar to him, but he tends to like it.
Yeah, of course I got screenshots for this one, James.
Yeah. So yeah, I had no doubt.
He goes, I like that he takes it though. He's just like, oh, dick. Oh yeah, I like that. He goes, I bet you do.
It just allows him to make more dick-on jokes later on.
Yep. Dick on is a little roasty these days. He's
Yes.
more like Ash on.
Yeah, if your name is Richard, Game of Thrones does not like you.
No, certainly not.
And here's the greatest conversation to ever take place, which I leave in your hands.
What, the
your
pussy
able
part?
hands.
It's after the pussy part, right?
No, it kicks off with that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't even...
The Brienne of Tarth.
Oh, yeah, Brienne. Yeah, so he goes, oh, no, I'm into the pussy. I don't do the dicks. And so he goes, and he starts bragging about his lady. This is also something men do. They go, I got a woman. She lets me out her and she doesn't mind when I smack her on the butt, and we go roller skating and diddle each other in the back of her mom's station wagon.
And the significance of this is that he's telling this to the Hound who was felled by Brienne.
Yes.
Brienne kicked the crap out of him and left him for dead, leaving us to think he was dead for a longest period of time.
That's when Arya abandoned him with his broken leg. He was rescued by the guy from Deadwood. But yeah,
or American Gods.
Or American Gods, yeah. Just something Irish face. That's his name.
Yes.
So anyway, Brienne is easy to identify though. You don't need. She's just like 5'7", brown hair, average build. Like he's like, no, she's gigantic. She's got blonde hair, blue eyes.
There's not very many women swinging swords in this line.
No,
so
no.
it's
And the Hound would have certainly, and of course you remember
with blonde hair and blue eyes. It's like
Brienne of Tarth. And he goes, you know her. And he is like, you're with her? And he's like, no, not yet. He's just got a crush on her. I like it. It's kind of cute. Like she wants to carve you up and eat your
he says,
liver.
I know, but the way that she looks at me, I know there's something there. And he goes, the way that she looks at you, like she wants to carve you up and eat your liver. And he's like, you do know her.
You do know her. He's been, cranking away thinking about her for a long time. Hey, buddy, look at a Sears catalog, all right? It'll blow your mind. I want to make babies with her. Now, if I want to have her babies. That's the
but this
fun.
is this
when
is
you're a
why
man, you should
talk.
say I want to have her babies because it makes it show like you really do love her.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great. This is all very entertaining though. This is good conversation.
Great big monsters.
Yeah. Well, they would. He's a large fella. Next to the Hound. I mean, obviously they're on different ground there, but he and Brienne, they'd have some beasts, man. They would be cranking out mountains and valleys and whatever else. So yeah,
and this ends the scene.
Ends the scene. But that was really entertaining.
Yeah.
That exchange was good. I was actually worried like the Hound would kill him or fight, or they'd fight. Who do you think would win in a fight between those two?
Probably. I don't know. They seem to be evenly matched, I would say.
All right, yeah. So they would just tucker each other out and then have a snack,
or they just kill each other.
Right. Okay, yeah, they'd knock each other out like that one boxing video.
Yeah.
All right, so you suppose you favor... Okay, now what the fuck are we... Who's talking here, James? I don't know.
You just read them again?
Yes, I don't know. What? And it takes me a moment to like read...
So basically, what he's saying is, he
says,
you don't look like your father. So he says, I suppose you take after your mother then.
Oh, because he knew his father.
Well, and this is basically a confirmation that even he is questioning the lineage of Jon Snow, because we know that Jon Snow was not the true son of Eddard Stark.
Oh, okay.
But he's basically poking at that by saying you don't look like him.
While also revealing that he knows Ned Stark.
Well, yeah, and he said because when Ned Stark served his hand, he sent off a group of soldiers to take down the mountain for crimes that were basically reported to him by the people of the outlying regions of King's Landing.
One of Ned Stark's many attempts to do the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's one of the many things that got him killed.
Yes, in this world, it's the right thing is rarely rewarded.
Yes.
So, but then they get into the Lord of Light stuff, and so they do. These guys have a lot in common because they're both been brought back to life by this Lord of Light. Yeah.
And they're the only two.
Mm-hmm. Lord of Light, Saber, a.k.a. Luke Skywalker, is the Lord of Light. Theory, Reddit, look it up. Thoros has brought me back 6 times. He's doing great. All right. And they don't know. But Jon's like, what is? I don't know anything about the Lord of Light. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know what he wants from me.
And he's tired of people praising the Lord of Light, and then when he questions what the intent of the Lord of Light is, all he gets back in response is, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. And it's not doing him any favors. He doesn't struggle with this answer. He just doesn't give a shit all that much. But the Beric Dondarrion man is basically like, yeah, I don't know either, but I've accepted that as my mission. I know that we're here for something, and I'm going to keep fighting, and we are soldiers in this greater purpose. What he does, he says he's not fighting for someone to sit on the throne. He's fighting for life. He's fighting against death.
Yes, yes.
And that the enemy is death, and it's the beginning at the end. It's always death is the enemy. But even though the enemy always wins, you must fight against it.
Right, right. There we go. And I also think he looks like one-eyed Phil Collins, who's been working out a little bit. Death is the enemy, and we still need to fight. I did like this little moment. I was like, this is true. We all get this little flash of life that just exists for an instant here in the universe, and if you don't fight for your fucking right to live, and I'm saying that as somebody who's there's been times where I didn't want to fucking be alive. You know what I'm saying, James?
And he's showing that he is not fighting for the Game of Thrones. He is fighting for something greater.
The game of Operation. Available at retailer near you.
Game of keeping your bones.
I couldn't think of anything better than Operation. Yes, so no, he's the shield. So then he quotes his vows and says, yeah, all right, okay, maybe that's all we got to do. I mean, Jon is sort of a chosen fella. Like, he obviously has some sort of destiny or something, and but it comes at great cost to him. He's got scars, and he's he doesn't get to go on a lot of dates and stuff. Then the Hound spots this thing. He says it looks like an arrowhead. That's what he saw in the fire.
This thing?
Well, the mountain.
The mountain.
Yeah, they're things. He doesn't want to say the word the mountain because of his brother. He's afraid of mountains as much as he is fire.
You brought that one back, and I approve.
What if he was as terrified of mountains? He goes, oh, God.
Or someone says, he goes, we don't say that word.
Yeah. Shut up. They're called things. They're called arrowhead-shaped things.
Yes.
Mountain like an arrowhead.
Okay, well, he did say it.
Yeah, so he did say it. So then, all right, now Daenerys is at home having a fire with Tyrion. A little bit of chat, some wine, maybe. They're kind of waiting for the boys to get back. There's not much they can do until they do get back, so they're just sort of, like, they're kind of a thought experiment, gaming out some of their issues here.
And she gives this little speech saying that I like you because you're not a hero, and he kind of takes a little bit of offense to that, saying, well, I have done some heroic stuff. But she says, by hero, what I mean is you're not this brazen person charging off with stupidity, trying to top another person, like these people.
Yeah, but just pause real fast. I did like that he pointed out, and he tried to explain his scar.
She cuts him off.
Yeah, she cuts. She doesn't give a shit at all.
But he points out that those that she cites as heroes are the ones that fell in love with her. And she used Jon Snow's name in that list.
Yes.
And she says, but Jon Snow is not in love with me. He goes, but I've seen the way he looks at you.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is something I never wanted to happen, but after watching this episode, the episode that preceded it, there's no way that's not going to happen.
Oh, so you finally approve of incest?
I didn't say I approve of it. I say I still hate it, but I cannot deny that it's going to happen.
Old incest James over here, everybody. Well, Jesus Christ.
She was originally...
sister fuck a fucking brother.
She was originally betrothed to her own brother.
No, I know. They're cousins. I think they should bang. They're not even that close, are they? Do they have the same father? Or not? Is that it? Who's their... I don't know. But
no. Rhaegar Targaryen was her brother and is the father of Jon. She is the aunt. He is the nephew.
I say screw. I say go for it. I say you'll have beautiful children. Their genetics are pretty nice.
They're going to play the William Hung song at their wedding.
They'll have gorgeous kids with dark hair and bright white eyebrows. Yes. It's gonna do the inverse of her. No, I think they should go for it. They're both about the same height.
And what song is that?
What song?
I was just testing to see if you were listening to anything I said.
Something about William Hung.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, She Bang.
Yes!
Yeah, that's my favorite song.
You do listen. Now I feel good.
I want to be walked down the aisle to that song. So anyway, a little bit of crushing, I do like this part of Game of Thrones because it's realistic. Human beings are always trying to bond with each other in ways that make life less painful. And that's essentially why we end up tolerating some fucking old person when we're old, Love becomes companionship is what I'm saying, James. It's wrong. The only reason to have a wife or a husband is so that they can watch you choke to death at Denny's.
I like to think Daenerys is responding to you with that last shot. Go back to...
Fuck, I screwed it up. This one here?
That one.
Yeah. What are you talking about, buddy? I am going to dislike this video because this is not serious. Those are my favorite comments. I love the people that complain that we're not serious. All right, so anyway, she kind of can't deny it a little bit. You know, there's a little spark.
But she says he's too little for him, which she immediately regrets saying because of the stature of Tyrion.
Right.
But she has been with very large guys.
Drogo?
Yes, Drogo. How do you get bigger than Drogo?
He's Aquaman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Gonna bang her with his fish dick. Oh, sorry, fish cock. Sorry.
It's called fish stick.
His fish stick. That's hilarious. James with a fucking home run, man. That's great. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, so... But no, Drogo, I mean, come on. What is that guy? Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
That guy's like the living... Like, if I had a relationship and it was a girl or something, she's like, Jason Momoa wants that. I'd be like, all right. Yeah, I can't deny you that.
Yeah, and Dario was kind of a big dude.
Dario?
Both Darios.
Yeah, both Darios. The first one looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger if he got struck by gamma rays.
Yeah.
And then, but the second Dario...
He was a smaller guy, a little smaller guy. He was more clean-cut, refined.
Yeah, he was kind of like a soccer player.
Yeah.
You know.
And then Jorah is kind of a big dude, too.
Yeah.
Although he has never, been with her.
In the book, he's known as the Bear, Jorah.
Was he?
I believe.
Okay.
He's actually miscast in this. He's actually supposed to be like a super giant guy.
Okay.
Not like the Mountain, but a big fella. Big old back.
Yeah, I haven't read the books, so...
Big hairy back, kind of like
I cannot say anything against that.
How dare you. I read the books a long time ago, but that also means I forgot the books a long time ago, too. But yeah, no. It's Jon Snow's thing, but she is sensitive to Tyrion being a small guy.
Yeah, about their plans to go to King's Landing to talk with Cersei, and she's saying, "Why would I go there if the intent is to have us beheaded?"
Right. Right.
And they're both plotting and wondering the same things about one another. What kind of trap will Cersei lay? Cersei's wondering what kind of traps Daenerys would lay.
Right. And Tyrion says, "Well, I mean, you get hurt, we're going to burn everybody. It's not like the dragons protect you," basically he's saying. But she's wondering, are we doing any traps? What's up? What's our game here? Yeah. And, this is a good point. This is Tyrion talking. He doesn't think that that's the best way to win the hearts of people.
Bro,
we want to do this the right way. We want to break the wheel. Yeah,
he says that fear is a necessary component to rule, but all Joffrey had and all Tywin had and all Aegon Targaryen had was fear.
Right. So it's a great line right here.
Yes. And ruling by fear makes your power brittle.
Everybody nobody likes that. That's why James is always looking at me from when I'm not paying attention, and he's also always like slowly stroking a knife, just glaring at me. But you once spoke to me. Yeah, the wheel. This is this whole wheel stuff. Like she wants people to love her for her justness. And
she was learning to drive and she turned it too fast.
Yeah,
and she broke it.
Yeah, she lost her learner's permit. Now she has to wait till she's 18, and that sucks. So luckily, she's got dragons to take out on fun trips to the store. We're sitting down. Okay, so...
Well, he said that Jaime Lannister promised him that he would do everything in his power to prevent any sort of, shady business from going down during the meeting, but at the same time, he also proved that he would, or also claimed that he would try and prevent his queen, Daenerys, from doing something impulsive.
Right. So they're hoping to keep the two women from killing each other.
Yes, and he counsels her as an example of her being impulsive was the burning of Tarly, of Randall Tarly and Dickon Tarly.
A.k.a. Richardon.
Yes.
Right. And I don't know why Tyrion thought that was such a blunder. I mean, I guess he felt bad for the son or something, and maybe her haste was what rubbed him the wrong way. He wants to be a little more thoughtful about it.
And he was kind of thinking about you at the time you went to the hospital when you burned your Dickon.
I did burn it on. I burned it on. Yeah, it fell off.
I really don't want to know, actually.
I had to cauterize it. I had to cauterize it to get it to stick back on, It's like when you cut a worm in half and both halves keep moving. Well... It kept wiggling around, and I had it in a plastic baggie, and it was squeaking.
There's this door that has a big sign on it in my mind that says, "Do not under any circumstances open." And for some strange reason, I open it sometimes.
I'll never lose a worse off. You want me to make it worse? I will fucking make it worse. I will make it worse, bitch. I almost called you the N-word.
Those could be your wedding vows.
Yeah. All right. In the solitude of a cold cell, one could be forgiven for thinking you're... I don't know what she's saying.
She's saying that... Well, basically, Tyrion is saying that it's better to let someone stew in a cold cell to think about their transgressions before you take away any possibility of what they could become.
Right.
You take away the possibilities by burning them on the spot, as opposed to giving them time to reflect.
Right.
Perhaps it was necessary to kill Randall Tarley, but not the son as well.
Oh, right. And this is awesome the way she goes. She kind of gets accusatory, and she's been doing this a little bit lately with Tyrion, going, "Oh, why are you on their side?" She's getting a little suspicious. And he takes it really well, and he's like, yes, I'm taking their side, because if you don't see things from their side, you can't anticipate what they're doing. You have to put your head in their head so that you can outplay them. I mean, he's sort of revealing how he works. This is sort of like when Littlefinger told Sansa how his brain works.
Yeah, you need to know your enemies' intentions, their ambitions, their strategy, and then only then can you beat them.
That's how I knew James was going to say that.
Yes.
And then punch you for beating you. Get it? That's horrible.
And that's why we can't beat the Canadians.
Yeah, they're too thoughtful. They have long winters. Respond and beat. So I thought that was a cool way that Tyrion handled that. You know, and he says, no, but I really want to help you. I believe in you. You're my queen. But we need to think long term here. We need to go past your, what you're trying to accomplish probably won't be done within one lifetime. We need to make sure that this endures. Is he suggesting she needs to get pregnant and have an heir,
Well, he knows she can't have children. So he's talking about succession other than burying a child.
Other than a child,
yes.
Which is a little bit, so it's a little more complicated than just squirting out a fucking offspring or something, right?
But she doesn't even want to think about that at this moment. She says, "We will discuss this once I am wearing the crown."
Yeah, and she gives him a little more shit about the Dorne and the high guard. He's like, maybe we shouldn't be thinking so long term and think a little more short term, punk.
Yeah.
Right. And then she insists on that, and he's just like, oh, man, boss, I cannot wait to get drunk on wine.
He was already drinking in this scene.
Yeah, he cannot wait to get drunker. But, yeah, this is a long day. This is when he goes home and puts his feet up and turns on some Mr. Belvedere and chills out for a while. All right, back to the boys. Clump, 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 foot, dicks. And then they're walking and stuff, and there's they go, and it's getting real snowy. James, have you ever seen snow?
I'm from Virginia.
Is that snowy?
I've lived through ice storms that lasted for weeks. I've been barricaded in a frozen house. I got carbon monoxide poisoning from a kerosene heater and almost died because of the blizzard.
Well, that's fucking hillbilly. That's
dark
hillbilly,
night.
not snow. Dying from a space heater.
My mom didn't know any better.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry I called your mom a hillbilly. I didn't mean to. I mean, I did, but fuck, now it's awkward. Shit.
Yes.
Well, I'm from Chicago, so worse winters than yours. Ice storms are fun when the trees make that crackle noise.
Oh yeah. And when all the branches fall down and block the roads and take down the power lines with them.
Yeah.
I've seen winters.
Well, the thing is, like a southern winter, not that that's super southern, but like every once in a while, like Georgia will get like 2 inch or like an inch of snow. Mm-hmm. It fucks them up way worse than like a 10-incher in Chicago, because they're not equipped for it. People don't know how to drive. The municipalities don't have plows or salt. Yeah. So small southern storms are worse than big winter northern storms.
Well, I mean, the thing about
because
Virginia
as we say in my family, winter is fuck. I lost my train of thought.
We've gotten feet of snow in Virginia. Mm-hmm. We have gotten bad winters.
Oh, I'm sure.
Virginia's not really a southern state. It's more like a border state. If you think about it in terms of the Union and the Confederacy, which I really don't want to.
Yeah, nobody.
You want to go back that far?
Yeah, let's get over that fucking.
Virginia did nothing wrong. Of course they did.
No, I know, but there's just no. Yeah, that's just like, all right, that's enough.
Let's blow up the monuments.
Enough with the goddamn monuments, you pieces of shit. Give it up. There you go.
Every monument should be replaced by Master Chief. I'm just saying. We can all get behind the Chief.
It's Halo. He's talking about the video game Halo.
I'm not even a fan of Halo, but
I think they should be replaced with vending machines that hand out history lessons.
Sure.
All right. So why are we getting into this?
We're all watching too much MSNBC. In the snow.
Oh, I was gonna make fun of Virginia. No, Virginia's fairly north. It's kind of up near Pennsylvania.
We get the worst of everything. We get horrible hurricanes. We get terrible heat in the summer. We get terrible blizzards. The only thing we don't get very often, I've only felt one or seen one in my time there, was an earthquake. Very rare.
Wow. But tornadoes? You get tornadoes?
Yeah, we do actually.
Yeah, tell that to the people of Kansas.
Well, we don't get them on the scale of Kansas.
Yes. Illinois had a really bad one. I mean,
but we have had some very destructive ones.
Yeah, well, Chicago has terrible accents, so why don't you kiss my ass?
Chicago.
Hey, Chicago. I kind of have one too. It's kind of horrible. All right, so these guys are walking and they spot a dog up ahead, and they're like, "Hey, what is that? Or something up ahead?" And he goes, "Big fucker." Well, it turns out to have blue eyes. James, can you see the blue eyes?
And I could even tell from the distance, the way the legs were moving, that it was moving like a bear.
Yeah, it looked like a polar bear.
They did it very well.
I bet you they filmed a polar bear.
I'm sure they did, yeah.
Or they filmed Andy Serkis in his backyard, and he didn't even know they were filming. It did look like it had that long leg, kind of like long neck, kind of bear body. which everybody likes one of those. Man, bears are just fucking crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, and I'm not going to say much about this scene,
All right.
other than the fact that this scene has very big significance that you don't really appreciate until the episode's over.
Okay, all right. And I love that the way they chose to do this was the bear just didn't hesitate. Like as soon as it looked at him right here, it was like it looked over and just took a moment, and then this immediately started charging at him.
Well, they got within aggro range.
Yeah, they provoked. They hit its proximity.
Yeah.
And and they realized right away, like, oh yeah, there's a scout guy. They always have a dude walking up ahead to sort of, he's the first one that dies, and he comes charging back. Oh shit! This is basically a red shirt. Star Trek reference there, everybody. He's not gonna make it. Captain Kirk and a guy in a red shirt. Guess who's dying? And he comes running back, and everybody starts going, "Oh fuck! Oh crap! That dog is a bear!" And of course, I didn't get the shot. Oh man, this is it right here. Fucking we got a lot of quickies here.
I was kind of hoping Jorah would have some power to calm it because he's from Bear Island.
And he looks like Paul Hogan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, this is a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. And he goes up to the bull.
Your Australian is far better than mine.
Goes up to the water buffalo. And and he, he's just like me. I've always wanted an American girlfriend. And he goes, You know what I'm talking about?
Not at all.
That's a scene in Crocodile Dundee too.
I only watched the This Is a Knife scene.
That's not a knife. This is all right. All right, distant roaring. Roar! So this is a big action sequence. We got Jon holding his sword there, looking all cool. Everybody is.
Sir Beric does the thing that I love Sir Beric the most for.
He turns on his sword, which I think we have coming up here. But they form a circle. As we know, patterns are really important.
This is a big trailer shot where we saw this in the trailer for the season, but we didn't know who these people were, what the context was, but now we know.
Yep. Personally, I think they should have all faced the bear, not just fucking who the people that turn away from it.
Well, maybe there's more bears.
Well, I know.
You don't know.
You got to cover all angles, I guess. Especially in this whiteout, and so they're going, and then the bear comes flying in, it's all mangled up zombie bear, and it takes a guy down and just starts biting him and stuff, and real Leonardo DiCaprio here going on, right? What was that movie? The Investment.
Investment.
What was the name of that movie?
You can do it.
Where he fights a bear and then he turns into a grunting monster. The whole movie.
Inquisition, invective,
in something, right? In pain,
insurmountable.
I don't know. It's not there.
I can't remember it either. I know it starts with like an N or an I or something.
Revenant.
Of course, as we know, Revenant starts with an I.
Yeah, irreverent.
Why did you made me think it started with an I?
I know, because it sounds like it would. Irreverent. Revenant. Yeah, Revenant. Great movie, by the way. I don't know. Anyway, so look at his claws, man. That's great. It's because his tissue is decayed back a little bit, probably, huh? But rawr, just takes him out. Oh, I thought it said guns. I was like, what? So yeah, it was real intense. Though I thought this was exciting.
Butt,
so there he goes. He turns on his sword. This is them grabbing it. See, that's their hands, and they both do it.
Well, actually, okay. So both Beric and Thoros do.
Yeah, they both do it. Right here, we got two, and then they both have their flaming swords, and they go at the bear. And it was, man, look at that thing. That's a big one. So no, it's just fighting. Rawr, take that bear.
And every time someone got attacked by the bear and outwardly obviously killed, it was always, as you said, a red shirt.
Yes.
Except for one thing, which is going to come up.
Right, happening real quick. But he does catch the bear on fire, and right there that's a great shot right there.
And because the bear is on fire, who freezes like a rabbit or a deer in headlights?
Like a psychologically wounded child.
Yes.
The Hound, and he doesn't know what to do. He goes, oh, good. He gets bonked, right? He just knocks him down or something, or hits him.
Well, no, he gets saved by Beric.
Oh, Beric swoops.
Or is that Thoros with a man bun?
Hard to tell. I think Thoros swoops in, though, because Thoros ends up getting into the bear's sights, and he starts, he's using his flame to fight him off. He could go for one of those Jaime Lannister hands right about now.
Yeah.
Huh? And the bear's biting at his sword and holding him off, and I feel like he still wouldn't be strong enough. I feel like I don't care, how tough a guy you are, although you're fighting for your life.
Maybe the Lord of Light is helping him.
Well, that could be it. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. And so the bear's biting down. Rawr, take that. And wow.
Just a good old blue eye.
Yep, we all love those. I got those. My eyes are blue, just like that, James.
Mine are
got
too.
Swedish blood in me, and I look like a demon. And yep. Oh no, go! So the bears are biting him. We're just gonna keep going here, and it was all happening real quick. It was very exciting. James was hooping and hollering this whole time.
So the Hound stands back and does absolutely nothing while Thoros is getting ravaged by the bear.
So his buddies come in and try to save him too, and they end up killing the bear. What move did they use? Just a good hit? Who got him finally? How did they kill the bear? Oh yeah, they think they stabbed him with obsidian. That's Jorah. He had like a dagger. I think that's what took him down, was an obsidian dagger. hey, fuck faces, put your dagger on a stick, turn it into a spear, dumbasses.
They have plenty of dragon glass. They could have done that.
Right. Weren't they thinking? Anyway, so Thoros, they rip off his shirt here, and he's bleeding. He's got some cuts and stuff. He's pretty fucked up. That's no good. He's not in... But this guy has kind of an easy laid back... He reminds me of Jeff Bridges a little bit. And he goes, whoa, man, I'm all fucked up. But... he sort of laughs about it. He calls it like a happy, weird little life.
Well, they cauterize the wound with a flaming sword.
Yeah, that's right. Just got bit by he goes, how you doing? He goes, just got bit by a dead bear. Ah, you did. Funny old life. This is where they cauterize it.
And I love when
they
he
give him a
sticks
swig of booze.
Yeah, he sticks the sword in the snow, and then the flames slowly melt off of it and extinguish.
I think I have that.
Really cool.
I didn't get that one. I'm sorry. Well, James, we can do that someday for you for Christmas. We'll go out to the mountains up. All right, so then back to Littlefinger, looking all fucking skeevy already. Where did she get? So now, okay, so Sansa has told him about this letter. She's informing him. So his whole plan is working. She's informed him that Arya is giving her grief about that letter. Right.
Which he intended for Arya to find to drive a wedge between the two of them.
And the wedge has been driven, I would say. So so they're just sort of strategizing what to do, and she's the lady of Winterfell.
Yeah, so the crux of this whole argument is that it all boils down to loyalty, who's going to follow her if this should leak out, and what should be done if one Stark child tries to threaten another Stark child.
Right.
So he's saying that, is it not true that Brienne of Tarth was basically beholden by Catelyn Stark to protect both children? But what would happen if one child threatened harm against the other? Would she not intercede on your behalf?
Right.
So he is trying to get her to use Brienne like the mountain that Cersei uses.
But is he suggesting that she use Brienne to attack Arya? Or is he saying, like, well, if it gets really bad, you'll need Brienne?
Yeah, or to talk some sense into her. But I get the kind of impression that he's talking about from a combat standpoint.
It seemed like
But we do know that they're pretty much, evenly matched combat-wise. One in cunning and one in brute strength.
Right.
We've seen them fight.
I can't really imagine Brienne fighting either one of... I mean, not Sansa. I can't... Brienne would destroy Sansa.
For sure. Yes.
What if Sansa had like Sai? Like a Raphael? Who's the guy with the size?
Size? That's Raphael.
Oh, did I say earlier? Did I say Raphael? I think it's Michelangelo has the...
Michelangelo has the nunchucks.
I know. I think I got it.
He's the orange one.
Damn it. All right. Fuck.
What does Donatello have?
A bow staff and smarts.
What does
katana?
What does Master Splinter have?
Nails and a disgusting odor.
Okay.
Yes, he's a pizza rat. He likes to carry pizza around.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, shit's fucked up here at Winterfell.
So basically, if this division between the two Starks gets wide enough, then I think Littlefinger's game plan is to eliminate Arya Stark because he sees what a threat she is.
Right. Yeah.
Because he wants to own Winterfell. He wants to be Warden of the North. He wants to be on the Iron Throne. And he knows that Arya can kind of see through him. Just like Bran can see through him.
Yes. Correct. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We didn't even see Bran in this episode.
And she's a very, capable swordsman. Or swordswoman. Swords girl.
Needle point. They're both good at needlework.
Yes.
For different...
That's true.
It's a nice conjunction there. R.R. Martin. All right, so back to the snow guys. They're all walking up there. They're getting closer to the Arrowhead Mountain, and there you go.
This is where Arrowhead water comes from.
Poland Springs is where they are. There's that looks like an obsidian.
It
spear.
does.
That looks
like a pole arm.
Yeah, pole arm. There you go. I like that. How drunk were you when you charged? Okay, so then this guy has a myth here. They heard about him. It's sort of like these old soldiers telling old war stories, kind of like sharing old memories.
The Pike Rebellion when they busted through and went to the Iron Islands and did all that kind of stuff.
So he's known. Although, by the way, he's all fucked up. He's bloody and he's drunk and he's he's got cauterized bear wounds.
Yes.
But Jorah's giving him nice little. Maybe he's saying this is sort of just like, hey, remember how it was before? Maybe
take his mind off.
Keep your spirits up a little
situation.
bit. You were kind of a legend in that one fight, and turns out he was just drunk and doesn't remember it at all.
Yeah, he had no recollection.
Yeah, and he even tries to pull his booze out or put it away, and I did like that he helps him with it. I thought that was kind of a tender moment. Kissed him on both cheeks and patted his little cute face, and redid his man bun.
I was about to say patted his bun. Yeah.
Patted his bun. Gave it a yank and got 3 wishes. Which is that's how man buns work. If you yank on it and you get 3 wishes, they're sort of like modern genies.
If you turn it counterclockwise too, it will open a secret compartment.
that causes secret doors to open behind you.
Yeah, I had nothing there.
Yeah, no, it's easy. I talk myself into corners constantly, James. So I rely on the speed of my brain to get me out of them, and it usually fails, but every once in a while it fucking works. All right, so let's go. We're going now. They're going uphill. I was feeling bad for the I was feeling bad for the actors here a little bit. Just like, oh man, I gotta walk up hills. I answered the phone the other day, and I was out of breath because I came up the stairs. It's fucking embarrassing. So there they go, and oh yeah, they hear metal clinking. They hear, oh, what's that? Listen carefully, and then they realize. Now, did you thought this might be a different character when they heard somebody on the other side of the little
I
rock?
thought it might be Benjen, because I was thinking that they were going to bring Benjen back behind the wall, back south, even though I think he said at one point that he was warded by magics not to be able to leave the north. That's why he never returned to Castle Black.
James was hoping they'd peek over this ledge and Benjen would be banging an ice mermaid or something.
Yeah.
Which is just a manatee corpse.
Yeah.
All right, so they see a little troop of walkers, White Walkers.
Well, White Walker.
Whites. And one White Walker.
Yeah.
Right. I think he says where the rest of them, right? If we wait long enough, we'll find out. So they basically have to make their move here real quick.
Yeah, they're using, it's a small group of them. They can ambush them and hopefully get a prisoner.
Right. So they go into plan. It seems to be their plan of action here. That we've got a fire or something. That seems to like kind of draw their attention. So they walk up and look at it. This guy looks like everybody's, grandpa who went missing, and he comes.
What?
Doesn't he have with sunken cheeks and beard? When your grandpa gets lost in the woods for like
4 in a meat
weeks.
locker.
Yeah, it gets lost in the mall. It emerges later, and so he sees fire. This is not what they do. He knows something's up, and you think he would have spread out his gang or something a little bit here, but
you think the fire would have extinguished by his presence being that close to it?
Yeah, well, he didn't step into it. He's not too. I mean, they have to kind of step right on top of it, as we'll see maybe in spoiler alert. So then all of a sudden, they launch the attack. The brave champions of the South come charging up. Right. Jon goes right after the guy. He has the weapon that can defeat him, and he's also an excellent sword fighter. So he goes straight into it. Cling, clang, clong, clong, take that.
I'm assuming this is something White Walkers are not familiar with or not expecting to be charged at, rather than to be the ones doing the charging.
Yes, they're used to causing fear, not being attacked, because they don't experience emotions. Look, he's got seaweed or something on it. I like that. It's kind of cool.
This guy looks strikingly similar to the last White Walker that Jon Snow killed. It makes me wonder if there is reusing actors or using the same makeup effects. It kind of makes them look similar in nature.
That's just your bias showing, James. Maybe
all whites look alike.
I can't tell them apart. They do look similar. They have the same glowing blue eyes and the fucking scary faces and the skin and shit. And so Beric's going at it with a flame thing. I don't know why he's swinging. You poke. You touch. You got flames, dipshit. You don't cut with a flame sword. You burn with a flame sword.
You cut and burn.
I know, but you poke. You get this. You touch it to his jacket. He's got a furry jacket.
Right, but that's not an instant kill.
And it's an instant fire. Swinging a sword that's on fire is going to not. You gotta let the fire take. It's gotta get.
So you're just gonna light him on fire so he can dive on you while he's on fire?
Swing. No, obviously not. No, but I'm saying you use the. I don't think he's using the fire as effectively.
I actually have a degree in swordplay, so I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that sounds like a gay porno.
It is.
Degree in swordplay.
Yep.
You agree?
Part 5.
You're starting to just roll with it, James. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. You're hanging out with me a little too much, probably. If that fucking Twin Peaks would ever end, Jesus Christ, that's going to be going on even after Game of Thrones is over.
I love Twin Peaks.
I actually like it too. I'm enjoying it, but it is 18 episodes, and I do all the editing, and it's like I need my life.
I'd be happy to do some editing.
It's not about that. I'm just saying doing 2 at once is just like, all right. I wasn't trying to suggest that I'm resentful, because I'm happy to do. I'm too much of a control freak to let you do the editing. To be honest,
I've been releasing my own cuts
because I'm way better at it. No, I do it all the time.
My cuts are 10 minutes long.
Yeah, it's my fault. These are 4 hours. Actually, it kind of literally is. So anyway, Jorah takes one in the chin, and he's going, "Oh no, shit, I'm Jorah. Fuck, it sucks." The whites are getting nailed. Oh, and then Jon.
Oh no, I'm Jorah. It sucks.
That's my impression of Jorah. I do a good one. And Jon, what the fuck? I missed. It happened quickly. Jon took out the boss. Jon beat him with this long claw sword, and he turned into ice crystals, and then all the other guys go down. Their heads explode.
Which kind of confirms something we knew or suspected long ago, that we know that the White Walkers have the powers of resurrection, and if they resurrect someone and they die, then all those that were under the enchantment of the resurrection will fall. The spell will be broken.
Right, correct. And it looks like this guy's his head is just like cracking in half right there. That's a good one. So anyway, I do like the kind of surprise whenever they do explode. Like, oh Jesus, that I didn't expect that to happen. Like when you you know, when a cat bites your finger. You're, all right. So but one of the wights is still going.
Yeah.
He maybe this guy you said what, that this wight probably wasn't resurrected by...
Yeah, he must have been a straggler along. He was basically connected to a different White Walker.
Yeah. Look at that nose. Think of all the cocaine he could snort.
Yeah.
What's he wearing? Pigeons? No, they're like
little metallic armor pieces.
Yeah, the armor discs and stuff. That's kind of cool. So anyway, he's just going... he's outnumbered and cornered. And the Hound does the exact right thing. I thought, anyway, I don't know, he punches him or something. But then the Hound jumps on him and tackles him and lays down on top of him.
And tries to make him stop making noise and rips off parts of his lips and cheek.
That's right here. He screeches. In fact, I mean, we might have one screenshot out of place here because we had a little problem with the video, so I had to reload. No, I think we're okay. I don't know. Anyway, so it's fine. No one's going to be too confused by that. But yeah, he's going... He starts screeching and the Hound grabs his face, but off comes the skin because of that nasty zombie skin comes right off. And then Jon hears rumbling. He goes, oh no.
Just imagine how nasty it's going to get when they get him south of the wall and he starts thawing out.
Oh yeah, all the flies laying maggots in their skin and stuff. Oh man, and then they're going to cook the flies with tiny little skewers.
They got to put him in like a dry ice bucket or something.
I hope they do that, like he stinks and like, oh Jesus, it smells worse than flea bottom. This is grosser than Jaime Lannister's incest penis. I don't know why it would be gross. If anything, it'd be... Alright, well, let's not worry about that right now. oh no! Oh no,
I'm Jorah, it sucks.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm Jorah, it sucks. So there they go. Oh, this is where it got... See how the quality just got fucking terrible? So we had to reset it. So they think we got... yeah, finally... Okay, we do. It does get back to better. So they tell Gendry, the young, spry, healthy Gendry, to run because he's the fastest one. Okay. So this is the shot that's out of place, by the way. So then we got you're the fastest. That's a smart thinking. Give me the hammer.
He just wanted the hammer.
Yeah, he didn't want the hammer, but he's a hammer guy. Look at him. He wears MC Hammer's pants, big gold pants.
Have you seen MC Hammer's doing those 3M commercials now?
I didn't notice. No,
it's pretty special.
Nope, I don't watch commercials for Scotch tape. So anyway, Gendry agrees. He does reluctantly give up the hammer, but I think it's the right move.
He has a funny run, though.
He did have a weird run. Although, to be fair, he's running in, like, snow-covered rocks.
Yeah.
So that's not... I wouldn't judge a man's run.
I was just worried they were going to put him in another rowboat.
Yeah, so what if he jumped it?
Not again.
He's got a little boat in the stream, and he just starts rowing real hard.
He just starts rowing through the snow.
What if it turned into his magic power, like Baron Munchausen? He just starts flying through the sky.
I love Baron von Munchausen.
Wasn't that a great... Well,
yes.
Time Bandits or Baron Munchausen?
Baron Munchausen first, Time Bandits second.
Okay, well, you like them both?
Yes, I do.
All right, we can still be friends. There they go, and that's what I'm like on dates. Do you like Baron Munchausen? Sex? And then she swipes right and runs away. I haven't been on a date in a while, James. All right, Tormund. Oh, just run, stop. I don't know. So they run away. They're fucking scared. And then they see this crowd coming at them.
Crowd.
Yeah, this is like
I can think of many other words than crowd.
What? They're not a big group of people.
Horde.
Oh, crowd. Yeah, horde. All right, horde's fine. Okay.
The crowd doesn't imply menace.
Yeah, but
horde does.
This is like when the Beatles showed up. You know, this is a bunch of 14-year-old girls. Having fucking early periods.
Like this guy forgot to get makeup put on.
Right
he just looks like a normal dude, aside from the blue eye.
What is he? Oh, is he behind him all?
Yeah, he's behind something.
Oh, that's something. He just looks like he's inside a thing. That's just because it lines up with this angle right there. That's funny.
It's weird.
This is Kurt Cobain. All right, so it's a crowd. Okay.
That's clearly not Kurt Cobain. There's too much of the head removed.
Oh, and I thought my comment was going to piss people off.
Yeah.
Did you hear Jerry Lewis died?
No, news to me.
I know, we've already been talking about it. Calm down. He's fucking 91 years old. It's okay. He won life. He had a great life. Okay, he was rich and he lived to be 91, and he probably,
he did some good stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. I said some shitty shit about female comedians, but whatever. Who cares?
I didn't hear that part.
It doesn't matter. It's all fine. Everybody. I've said some terrible things too myself about. All right. So Where? Oh yeah, the crowd. It's like Walmart on a Black Friday. You know, it's like, get those
White Friday.
this discount. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's the right way. Discount VCRs. We gotta go beat each other up so we can get capitalism and stuff. And so anyway, they run away. They end up on this little water thing, and they're lucky it was there.
Also known as a lake.
Well, I mean, it's a circle. It's got a donut. It's got an island in the middle. But you're right. Maybe lake could be a pond, I suppose.
It's water thing.
There's other words for that too. John's got a nice one, but I noticed this right away that they were on the out. Like, why would there be dudes all the way over there?
Right. You would. Well, no. Those are the wights.
Those are wights.
Okay. The whole thing about the wights is that we know that they're connected to those that resurrected them. Therefore, they are controlled and, given directions by the White Walkers. So they do have tactical instincts.
Right. They're used like an ant colony, so to speak. Oh, that's actually not even close, really. Ants use chemicals, trails to signify data to each other or directions and stuff. But no, they're expressing the will of the dudes that are controlling them, the Night King essentially. So they do run around them, and they run right onto the ice. But they had to pause for a second though, and they're like, oh fuck, we've already passed that part. But they paused and they're like, because it was cracking, the ice is not very thick. John goes ah! runs up, but now he sees that they're sort of surrounding the lake. They sort of really circle around, which I think is the right move. It'd be stupid if they all just went pouring in. And for a moment I was like, oh, maybe they're going to be fine because they're all just going to fall in the water and they're just going to keep going or whatever.
Or maybe when they go that far into water, they lose their magical link with the Night King or something. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that because there's more. So then they actually do.
Some actually do reemerge.
Go into the water, right?
Yeah.
But they just. The Night King could have stopped these guys more. Hey, look, it's Bryan Cranston. Yeah. They could have stopped him. And so my thought was that so they make it to this little island here, right? And they see these guys going into the water. My thought was that, okay, so instead of sending everybody, he's sending like, whatever, 5%, the front row, into the water, and then they're going to come and just kind of like chop their way up through the ice and work their way up the island. And that's an easy way to get them. But that didn't really seem to happen.
No, it's almost as though the White Walkers understand that they have a vastly superior ability to wait out people in these conditions than human beings do.
Right. But how deep could this be? If you have an island this big in the middle of a lake, like I guess there's some of them are on the ice right there. Yeah. And
it was really strange how Jorah stuck the Bear Island flag in there. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, well, otherwise he loses his land block.
Yes.
That's a 7 days to die thing, right? All right, so anyway, this looks like trouble, though. This is not a good situation here. And they're even closing off another circle over here. That's, oh, shit. These guys are, look at these skinny ones, huh? I'm always jealous of skinny people, James.
Why didn't you point to that guy, then?
Right there. He's got great abs. That's a science classroom skeleton. Yeah, so, okay, the boys are fucked. They are not...
hey, can you back one?
Yeah.
The Hound has the hammer now.
Hound got the hammer. But did you see Tormund's weapon is this cool obsidian axe thingy here.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah, so Jon is turning gray. That's how scared he is. No, it's obviously not. They're screwed, man. They don't have a lot of hope here. But the White Walkers back off momentarily. So they have.
Well, they're holding steady the location.
Yeah, they've bought themselves a little time at least, so they're not being overrun right away. And then Gendry is running. He made it out. He's doing all right. There he goes. Poor guy. He's got to navigate all this land, and it's really hard to run in the cold. I've done it a few times, James. It hurts your lungs. But he's handsome and stuff, so he'll probably be okay. He's just work. Oh, he got to the wall, right? You see the wall back there.
Looks like he just froze and fell over.
Yeah. Crunch. I'm done.
Like a scarecrow falling over from his post.
It's just a strong wind blew him over. So anyway, this is the White Walker. The Whites holding their weapons. Jon and the boys are surviving this night. I did like that their captive is just like snarling away. Yeah. He doesn't have any sense of its own will, or it's just like, blah, blah. Like, how come the king couldn't take him? I guess he's just tied up pretty well, I suppose. But anyway, that's pretty annoying. This is like when your friend did too much drugs or just drunk and you don't have any control over it. And you're like, dude, we're trying to go rafting.
And at one point,
fucking drunk.
Doesn't the Hound kick the White? And then they get a reaction out of everyone else.
A little later, I think. Yeah. But this is a cool shot. I did like all the blue lights. I did like that because they're all reading Scientology pamphlets with their glowing white eyes, blue eyes. I meant to say, and I've got blue eyes up here too. Probably it's pretty fun. Oh, look at that! Those are some bright ones.
Yeah,
nice.
He's got halogen eyes.
Yeah, yeah. He's got super bright LEDs. Man, it'd be neat if they had like little beams.
He's got his fog eyes on.
It is foggy out. They'd be yellow. No, all right. So anyway, It's all a big, nice, fun action sequence. So Gendry, though, he gets close, he's running, he falls. This is only as close as he can get. But they're always watching, especially since there's this important mission.
It's kind of their name.
That's true, though. The White Watchers.
No, the Night's Watch.
No, that's how they lose weight. They go on the White Watchers.
God.
To count points. I thought these flame things were like the eyes of some weird creature for a second, because I'm a nut, and no, it turns out they're just flame things. Torches, they're called. And the fellas come out and they go, "Oh, go get him! Oh, he's fucking." And he goes, "Oh, we gotta send a raven! Hurry up!" And Davos says, "Where are the others? I need to know. Tell me real quick. I don't have any thumbs. I mean, fingers." Raven, we need to send a raven. So the point is, get a raven to Daenerys. That was the mission. That was what he was instructed to do.
To let them know they're in over their heads.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is not like sending an email, though. They have to, they got birds. Their emails were birds. And
I wish it would cut to the raven, and the raven just stopped halfway and was banging another raven. He's got the message on his leg.
I just assume there's clicking because their beaks are touching.
And it would be intercut with the dramatic battle between Jon and the Whites.
Two ravens going at it.
Yeah.
You think they face each other, or do they do it like one behind the other one?
Another thing I don't think of.
Well, they can't make out if they're not facing each other, and that's the best part.
Yes.
Although sometimes it's nice not to make, not to have to look at each other. That's also fun too. You can both kind of just close your eyes and think about Phil Collins. All right, so White snarling and so they're sort of surviving up here. This is where the Hound gets up and kicks him.
Yes.
Can't resist it. He has these instincts and these impulses.
Well, you've been snarling all night long. I'd be a little upset about that too.
That's very annoying. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I have dreams sometimes, but I hope I don't make those kind of noises all night. So yeah, there they go, and he kicks them, and oh yeah, when he kicks them, all of them go like, yeah. So the whole crowd,
it's reverberating through the hive mind of the rest of them.
Yeah, it is. It's funny, and hive mind, that's good. I like that. And then of course, oh poor Thoros, what's happened here? He's turned into an icicle. He's done. Yeah, he killed him. By the way, I wouldn't have covered his face because you want to make sure if his eyes suddenly turn blue, you want to be able to watch out for that, so you can poke his eyes out.
You do need to burn them though.
That's right. That's the only way to make sure that they don't come back and become a real pain in the ass. Of course, immediately the Hound feels bad for him though too, but he all moves on pretty quickly, and he steals his beer or his booze and starts chugging on it. But Jon Snow takes it away from him and instructs them all that we got to burn his body. Of course, do they have any fuel? Yes, they have alcohol, which is flammable, so he dumps it on his body. Do you think that was necessary? Couldn't they just have figured it out with his blanket? Just set his blanket on fire.
I mean, the guy can make fire from his sword.
Yeah.
So fire is not in short supply.
Right. Yes.
Although I don't quite know how he does that, if it's some sort of like basic trick he does, or if there's some sort of mythical Lord of Light thing behind it, that he has some sort of alcohol substance that he keeps at supply to ignite the sword. I don't know.
Right. Maybe it's like one of those magicians with that paper that burns really fast. Because he goes like whoosh. Look at Tormund is like, oh. That's what I want to do with the Brienne. I want her to flame up my sword, and it will rise heat into the atmosphere.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Anyway, I'd be pretty impressed if some guy set his sword on fire and then stabbed his own friend. For the night is dark and full of terrors. And James, you made a point
that the daytime is also quite full of terrors right now.
Yeah, that's right. I'd say errors more likely.
Yes.
And I think we're already 2 hours into this.
I think so. It feels like it.
Yeah, I'm going way too long on this thing. So anyway, they set him on fire and they burn up the alcohol. Jon, they're not sure what to do. They don't have a lot of choices. They're just waiting. They're hoping that. Well, I guess there's 2 outcomes here. They either get killed when these fuckers finally make it across the ice, because this guy points out that. Almost all the dead that fall. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but what?
He's basically saying that what we need to do is we need to take out the leader, because based on our observations of the smaller unit, that killing the leader will fell them all.
Yeah, he's saying I saw what happened before, so maybe we should try that again, because he's eyeing the boss man who's sitting up on a hill over there, and we'll see him in a second here. But Jon's like, well, I guess so, but we should really try to see if this Gendry thing works. There's a raven flying for Drake. He just trusts that it worked out. He doesn't even say maybe. He's just like, nope, it's happening. Daenerys will come by. She's going to be my girlfriend. I don't care if she's my aunt. She's hot. We're about the same age, so we're going to bang. Look at these guys. Could you make yourselves a little more conspicuous there, fuckfaces?
They always do that. They keep themselves above.
That's true. That is how the generals do it, though. The generals. That's what I hate about wars, that the motherfuckers that start the wars don't ever die. Those are the pieces of shit that should fucking die.
They don't ever die.
The what?
They don't ever die.
Well, occasionally, what?
They eventually die. They all die.
I mean, everybody dies. Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying that
the immortal Robert E. Lee.
Not Robert E. Lee, but just like George Bush should have fucking been the first person to die in Iraq. He gets to go on and make paintings while millions of people went fucking dead. Not millions. It was like estimates are up to 1 million Iraqis, 5,000 Americans. Okay, it was one of history's worst crimes. That piece of shit should be wearing an orange jumpsuit and moving rocks around a prison yard if there was any justice in this fucking shitty world that we live on. All right, so there's the Night King and he's got his buddies. This guy's the fat one. No, that's the those two in the middle. Anyway, I just noticed the horses. I just spit at myself too.
Yes, you did.
It came out. Ugh. Man, our bodies are just holes that have fluids. We either put fluid in the hole or where fluid comes out of the holes.
Yes.
You ever think about that?
Yes.
Well, you are now. All right, so there's the Night King, and anyway, what do you think they would have if how would they charge up the hill and just fight their way in?
John basically says there's no way that's going to work.
Yeah, I think they know it's going to work.
And again, he's like, you're on your last life because your priest has gone. Thoros is dead.
He's like, this is permadeath right now, buddy. You don't have any more save games to reload. So
no more save states.
No more save states. You're fucked here, pal. Every lord I've ever met's been a cunt. See, this is my point.
So why should the Lord of Light be any different?
Why should the little? I don't know, he's talking about a god or something, but you know, why should the little guys pay the price for what the rich fucking assholes that are running the show for the decisions they make? Or maybe their children should be the first ones to die in a war. That's all I'm saying. George Bush. It should have been Jenna Bush and the other one. All right, so okay. Anyway, all right, so they're fucked. They got these assholes looking at them, and they got sticks and stuff, and it's not going to be. They're in trouble. So Sansa, speaking of trouble, is hanging out with her maester. Mm-hmm. What is this letter she's reading here? Oh, it's an invitation to King's
invitation
Landing.
by Cersei to King's Landing. Yes,
right.
Which she burns and says she's not going to do, but she's going to send someone in her stead.
Right.
Who is poor freaking Brienne.
Yeah.
And Brienne protests, saying, I need to be here to protect you, or at least allow me to leave Podrick to stay here to protect you, because you need someone watching over you with Littlefinger here pulling strings. Mm-hmm. And she basically turns down Brienne, saying, no, you'll do what I say you're going to do. I don't need anyone watching over me. I can take care of myself. I'm home. This is the safest place for me. I'm amongst friends and loyalists.
Yes, and this sentence right here is something I say to my dad at least once every Thanksgiving when he starts giving me shit about how my life is going. No, that's not true. He actually supports it all because he's... anyway, all right, my dad. Okay. Do you think this letter was fake?
No, we know that they were sent out. This was established.
Oh, we do know that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Didn't Jon get one?
Did he get an invitation to King's Landing? Because
yes.
he was only invited to Dragonstone as far as I know.
I thought that Cersei sent them to everyone.
Did they show her doing a letter writing montage?
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun,
I could have sworn
letter
that,
writing.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I did think that Cersei did invite
I don't recall
enemies.
That. I'm not saying you're wrong because I don't trust my memory, but
I know Daenerys did send a letter saying come to Dragonstone and bend the knee. That part is
because they
clear in my mind.
Should he go or should he not go?
But I did think that Cersei did it as well, but maybe I'm wrong.
But it's very possible. Let's just go with you being wrong for a second, just for my theory here, is that Peter Baelish could have faked this letter to get knowing that she would send Brienne, because Brienne is the one thing is a threat to Baelish. She's the shield that protects the daughters, and when she's gone, she can further divide them.
Is it really so far-fetched?
He needs to whittle away her allies.
We know that Cersei sent the letter to Daenerys to bring her to King's Landing. That wasn't a fake. So why would it be? Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the whole crux of the upcoming episode.
No,
Daenerys going to.
But it wasn't at Cersei's behest. It was a Tyrion meeting with Jaime to suggest that they meet.
Yeah, and Cersei backs it.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean Cersei sent that letter, though. Cersei didn't initiate that idea.
Well, Cersei would want to meet with all the leaders of the kingdom to unify her reign. I mean,
no, it's not far-fetched that Cersei would possibly make this invitation. I don't think that's an insane notion or anything. I mean, Jesus Christ, this show's about stabbing pregnant ladies and stuff. So, of course, it would fit. But I don't recall it happening. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
I'm not trying to say you're wrong. I just don't. Don't worry, James. The comments will let us know.
Yes, they always do. Let us press onward.
You'll find out early. I like when something gets corrected and then like people just keep correcting because they don't see the other corrections.
Yeah,
like I know. Yeah, I know that David Lynch's name is not the Little Dick Lynch.
And
all
the
right.
thing that sucks the most is that, especially like in the Twin Peaks ones, I always try and get the first comment in to say, here are the corrections that I got wrong.
Yeah.
And even though I still get like 20 different people saying, you didn't do it. It's like,
well, they do it real quick, and I think people like to weigh in, and that's okay.
Yeah,
we encourage that. It's all right.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, do it with respect, and you got our respect. That's how it works. All right. So there's Brienne going, are you sure? I like this line. You won't be traveling on summer roads. she doesn't. She just basically shuts her down and goes, "You better hurry because it's winter. It's
she's not. She's not listening to anything else.
You might miss the meeting or something." So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not even that confident with what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's plausible that he faked it. All right. So now we got dragons. They're snarling. But they're hanging out in their dragon roosts, right? But we see walking up. We see Daenerys. She comes in to focus. Tyrion's trying to talk her out of it, desperately saying, "No, don't do it. You don't want to. What are you doing? You're the most valuable woman on the planet. We can't let if you die, everything's gone." Basically, is what he says, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So we got to comment on her outfit. I love it. I like that it matches the snow. I like that it looks cold and warm. It's a little insulated. Still got the sash, the three-headed dragon sash on the outside. I like that. Matches her hair, matches the snow, matches her love for Jon. She is off to war. She looks like a priestess of Lady Captain Phasma.
Imagine
Star Wars or something.
Imagine how cold it would be up in the air, flying at that height, at that speed, through the north.
Yeah.
You gotta get some face protection.
Yeah, or like some ski goggles.
Yeah, chapstick.
She should be wearing, like steampunk glasses.
Yeah.
Like flying around.
It'd be hilarious.
Little gnome glass. Yeah, she should just like pull it down her head and go hiya and take off. But anyway, she sort of talks. She pauses at the moment here. And
is she wearing a glove, or is that just a really weird, gnarled, dead-looking hand?
It's a dead-looking hand. No, it's a glove. She's got a nice. These are her driving gloves.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she's good. Actually,
that would worry me.
No, of course she's got to have gloves. She's got to hold on to this thing, man. Yeah. So she's sort of like, yeah, buddy. Well, look what happened last time I listened to you. She gives Tyrion a lot of shit, but she does seem to trust him and stuff. So, but he's very concerned and very worried. So much so that the quarter fell out of his quarter holder right there. That's on the ground. He's going to spend the rest of the day looking for it. And off they go. These dragons are great. They're doing a wonderful job with the special effects. I think they just look terrific.
Except for the fact that when the dragon flies away, it should basically be like a golf ball being blown back by a 747, yet Tyrion stands there.
Tyrion gets blown backwards.
He should be tumbling head over heels through him backwards.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. You ever been around a bird that takes off?
There's something that happens later on in this episode that proves I'm right about this.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. I'm not going to fight on that. I just I can picture the air going in different directions.
The dragon is cream colored.
They're not helicopters, James. Yes. They're cream color. Oh, they're gold colored dragons. No. That's an argument we had before.
Let's keep going.
An argument that I won because I was right.
No, you did not.
Of course I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. All right. So there they go. The dragons are taking off. These are the other ones. So Drogon already flies off. Oh, they're there. Oh, look, blue eyes. No, obviously not. That's stupid instinct. That's the yellow one, right?
Yep.
That's the cream one. That's the brown one. No, one's green and one is like a yellow, right?
Yeah.
Viserion and Rhaegar.
Yeah. Rhaegarnus.
And Dave. Oh, okay, so off they go. It was a cool shot. I did like this sort of Tyrion's left all alone. There he goes. Oh no.
I know Rhaegar's not the dragon's name. It's a variation of that.
Right,
I just can't think of it.
Derivative of that.
Yeah.
Where's my quarter? I'm going to have to look for it. My doubloon. Isn't that a name of a money? Yep. All right, so now we get back to the fight. They're not fighting. They're standing there staring. The standoff, I guess.
So this is where the Hound decides to kill some time by throwing rocks.
Yes, he's sort of like a kid. He's like, I ain't gonna fuck around. Okay, and so he throws a rock and knocks this guy's jaw off. And just bonks it. Look at these folks. These are what is this? Insane Clown Posse concert?
Yes. Well, not enough face paint.
Yeah. So. Boom, he hits him, and
then he chooses a rock that's slightly bigger that he can't quite throw quite as far, and that is the downfall.
Yes, so he calls him a dumb cunt, which is a good word. That's a fun phrase for everybody. So he picks up a bigger rock and throws it, and what does it do? It lands on the ice, doesn't break it or anything, and slides. And this guy, I guess this is essentially the Night King doing the thinking here.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
In the face of this desiccated fella, look at his collarbone, James.
Mm-hmm.
Right, isn't that what that is? He looks down, he looks up, and he goes like, and he starts walking, and the Hound realizes what he's done. He's basically taught them that the ice is frozen enough. They could have been testing it, and I assume eventually they would. I did like the detail that they had him dragging the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he sort of had a weird little hitch in his walk. He kind of like his bones weren't quite lining up, and you kind of need muscle and stuff to make the bones work. So I don't think this is actually fucking scientific. But Jon pulls out his sword. He knows what's going down, and they all start to realize that crap, way to go, you dumbass big guy. And he goes fuck it, and he goes right at him. And so now we get a big battle. We have him beating up Jerry Garcia all of a sudden for some reason.
It looked like the British Brexit guy to me.
Oh, Boris Johnson?
Yes.
The other guy's Nigel Farage. Oh, hello, Dad. That's my Nigel Farage impression. Piece of shit. One a world-class villain. All right, so anyway, they start
There's really not much to say about this. It's a big battle.
Yeah, they just start stabbing. We're just going to kind of go through it. The battles are I take more screenshots. Look at his face. Look at him there. What do you think he's doing? Looks like he just had some hot sauce or something. And all right, so they start stabbing. Cling. Oh, look, he's got a cool obsidian blade. I didn't notice that before. This guy here is, I don't know, looking down. Take that! They're gonna fight. So he starts bonking heads and starts smashing them and stuff. But destroying their head doesn't even kill them, right? You have to burn
some have very big holes in their head when they fall and get back up again.
I feel like you could pulverize them enough that they're useless. You know, it's a pile of twitchy rib bones or something. So anyway, they stab, crank, hit, take that, jerk, set you on fire. Oh look, he stabbed right through him right there, James. Yep. That's a good shot. I like that. Beric Dondarrion doing his thing. Of course, he gets nailed there. There's Jorah with his obsidian dagger. We all like those. So, but these are fighters. These are real. These are like the like I said earlier, like the champions of the world. Yep. So they're all going at it. This is like a Royal Rumble here going down. It's the Undertaker going after the Stone Cold Steve Austin. He breaks a hole in the ice, which he should have done around this whole island. But, you know,
a little late for that now.
Maybe a little late for that too. Yeah, sure. But they're snarling and they're going at him. But man, they're all moving in now. Oh man, they're in trouble.
So this is a matter of buying time until something can save them, because clearly they're not going to win this battle on their own.
Yes, there's no winning this. There's only holding them off. This reminds me of middle school. I was terrified in middle school. It's fucking terrible. Yeah. So there's another guy. Oh, that's that armor that we saw earlier. Oh no, this is the wight. Of course, it's the same armor.
We saw before. Yeah,
it's literally the same armor. I thought this was a different dead guy, but that's him. He's just going. Ah! He's in the back. He's not like an alligator. Alligators calm down and you cover their eyes.
And chickens.
Oh really?
Yeah, they fall asleep.
Oh, that's nice. I wish someone would hold my eyes while I fell asleep. So there they go. Take that, wight. Fuck you. And killing them, stabbing them, swinging, fighting. You know, they're getting pretty much winning most of the one-on-one encounters, but the wights are still flooding in, and there's really not a lot they can do. This is Jon ordering a $5 footlong.
I thought he was doing jazz hands.
Yeah, after every kill. La 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 la.
Like, I'm tired. Let's take 5.
I'll have 5 Twizzlers. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything better than Twizzlers. So this guy looks like a guy from from Lord of the Rings. There's a monster that looks just like that. One of the talking orcs. Anyway, different movies, different times. So screaming, fighting, they're saving each other. They're coming at him from all directions. It's real chaotic. It's real good though. I enjoyed every bit of it. I wish I was on set here. I would have been eating Tic Tacs at the craft service table. But Beric's got his sword. How come they don't have Thoros' sword?
Because
shouldn't they have double blade, double sword?
His effectiveness is not going to be increased just by having another sword. I mean, the style that you use it is what matters.
Obviously, you've never seen a double mint gum commercial.
Yes.
2 twins, baby. I've always wanted to do 2 twins, James. That's such a weird fantasy that men have. And I have it too, but it's like, really? That's kind of... I mean, I don't care if it's not even the incest. It's just more the confusion.
Incest?
Well, if they're going at each other a little bit. I guess they could lay off each other and just work on... Oh, man. God, I can't believe this is the human brain.
This is going to be 5 hours.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. We're trying. We got a lot of screenshots, but these are going to go quick, though. So, take that. Yeah! So, ooh, that hurts. That's no good. Oh, that's the wight. That's right. Jon keeps trying to drag the wight. He keeps kind of like defending the wight.
Right, because they're trying to free it.
Right.
Because they obviously know that they're taking one of their guys captive.
That's the
evidence.
Don't want that. Yeah, he's Exhibit A that they need to bring down south, and so yeah, so they're it's all getting crazy.
Then the Night King could intellectually or magically just disconnect his influence over that particular one.
Oh, just to not... But he's still a body then, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, I get that.
Which would be just a stinking corpse by the time you get back to King's Landing. It'd be like, look, here they are, the dead! It's like, yeah, you probably dug them up in the backyard.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you found a mummy. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, we'll send our armies north, you piece of shit. So, anyway, Beric's fighting, everybody's having a good time. Phil Collins, the eyeball, and...
Another red shirt, as you'd say.
Yeah, red shirt, it's taking... Look at this guy here, huh? Lost his eye there? Well, that's no good. You think he just glued an eye patch on and they just tore it off?
It's Carl from The Walking Dead.
Carl!
Carl!
Oh! He's got beautiful hair, by the way. You see that, Carl? Man, I didn't know the Apocalypse would have such good conditioner. Yeah. Oh, look, blue eyes. Oh, look, is that the same? Is that the same guy?
Different angle, just
similar face,
more CGI'd.
Yeah. What the fuck? Like that's a lot of tissue back there. Same eyeball. Look at the right eye and the nose and the mouth.
No, maybe some more just fell out.
Maybe he's got a twin brother, just like we said. Maybe they were double teaming somebody doing incest.
Sure.
It turned weird. So yeah, there they go. Beric is fighting. Everybody's fighting. I'm just naming whoever is on the screen. I don't really have much else to point out. Jon Snow. Okay, no, Jon Snow though. He is their leader though. He goes fall back, and
everyone just falls back and makes snow angels.
Yes, he was actually reminding them about daylight savings time. Spring forward, fall back, and they're like, oh, okay, not now, Jon, not now. We'll worry about that in the springtime.
It's the Toyota-thon.
It's for farmers to get up on the Toyota-thon. James, you keep making them laugh. This is going to go on longer. So knock off with the fucking humor. Okay, we're not here to entertain people. Okay, you piece of shit. Anyway, Tormund's fighting, and everybody's having a big old wrestling match here. It's real good. And then Tormund gets dragged down, and he starts losing loses his advantage.
Yeah, I thought for certain that this was going to be a scene that was going to make me very upset.
Yes, it did feel like they were about to remove Tormund from our hearts, and it didn't. I was not happy to see that because I don't think a lot of people dislike him. He seems like to be like a fan favorite.
He needs to survive to the end. He needs to see Brienne at least one more time.
They got to have babies, man. She's got to get him pregnant. I want to see him have her babies, and I'd like to see him squirt out kids.
They'll emerge from his beard.
From his beard, yeah, they'll crawl out of his beard like gremlins.
It's like the red curtains in the red room of the lodge in Twin Peaks.
They'll
come out dancing in red velvet suits.
Tiny little hands emerge from his beard and push it open. And goes, here's Tormund's kids.
Yes.
Baby's kids. I don't know what I'm saying. Baby's kids, good movie, by the way. So this is where we think he's dying, right? It was like, oh fuck, they're gonna get Tormund.
It looks hopeless, and then he starts getting dragged under the freezing water by the ones that we thought weren't gonna be a problem.
With like a ocean seal comes out and starts biting at stuff, eating fish. Okay, so Tormund's getting dragged down and everything's looking scary. And this is actually one of the guy. I think that's the dude that he hit his face, right? Is that the same guy?
The one that he?
Oh no, that's
lost his jaw.
Hound. The Hound. Yeah, I don't know if that's the same one.
No, it's not because he has a jaw.
He does have a jaw.
Yeah, right there.
That's a jaw?
Looks like a jaw. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
It's hard to tell. I don't think we have enough to be conclusive about it. But
this, that's probably just part of his neck armor. Yeah, so I don't see how that can be connected to anything.
Yeah. This is Michael Moore if he went on a diet. And there he goes. And there they go. See, I make fun of both sides, James.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
There's fun on both sides, all sides.
He's a cuck. I love that. That's a... You cuck? Oh, well, yeah, okay, I guess you got me. Wow, way to go, debate team.
A lot of people are just misspelling duck.
No. We don't want to get into that topic. It is... Google it, everybody. It's fun. You'll have a good time. Go to... Okay, so Tormund's real scared now. He goes, help me! Oh, God! And then, who helps him? His buddy. They're not necessarily... the Hound will turn up and pretty much, he'll fight for him. He comes in, he bonks him and gets Tormund back on his feet. Pats him on the ass and says, get back out on the field there, soldier. You got more killing to do. Oh, look at this guy. He's got bags on his feet. That's all right. And, rawr, take that. We're all fighting and angry and scared, and it's no good. Jon keeps pulling him back. This guy here is walking in here. This looks like just an old woman hoping to get her bread rations for the day. So anyway, big fight. They get to the top of the little rock outcropping thing. Oh yeah, another red shirt gets taken down, right, James? I think we're out of red shirts now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guy goes down into the pit, and that guy. That's the Kratos from that video game, God of War.
Kratos.
Kratos. See, I got it right. Over here's Johnny Depp. No, that's Russell Brand. That's Russell Brand right there. That's Moby.
Looking for his Ice Queen, Katy Perry.
Yeah. That's me, Russell Brand. Hello there, love. Do you want to have sex in my British flat?
This will be 6 hours.
Knock it off. All right, people are having fun. Jon Snow looks... Oh, yeah, this good POV shot. Actually, this is reminiscent of his Battle of the Bastards. Remember when he had to crawl out of that throng of a crushing mass of humans?
He had to crawl out of the humans' thongs, yes.
The throng. That should be the theme to Game of Thrones.
Throng.
It's called the Game of Throngs. But no, Jon sees the guy die, and he goes, ah, fuck. Look, this guy looks up at him. And he goes, here, where's my other eye? Where's my other eye, piece of shit?
What he's really saying is, why do I have to have this green fabric on my face for this scene?
Yes, no, yeah. He's got ketchup on it from food, from lunch.
For the CGI effects.
Yeah. No, I know what you were saying. Yeah, so they're all... this looks like the fat guy that takes care of the Rancor. Doesn't he? The guy that cries. I always love that they made that fat guy cry in that movie. Not that I enjoyed him crying. I thought that it added a nice emotional touch to that moment. It's like I cry when my hamsters die. and I'm a messy sleeper, so I often roll over on them and stuff.
Yeah. So
John realizes they're fucked. Though.
Yeah, the moment of hopelessness where they are crowding up, crawling onto the platform with them. All hope is lost. It is the end.
Yep. They got their victim, but they ain't gonna go anywhere. They're pretty much screwed. They got nothing, nowhere else to go, nowhere else to run. They're getting beat up. They're losing red shirts. Pretty soon they're gonna start falling, and oh man, not looking good here. Even Sir Jorah is upset.
Jorah's like, my face is frozen.
My jaw is sideways. I wish I sold more slaves. I would have made more money. No, and then they go. Jon's realizing he's sort of giving up, and then all of a sudden we hear.
A spoiler by subtitle.
Subtitle spoiler. Woof, woof, ah! And then Drogon. And luckily, Drogon has a lot of practice aiming.
And that same awesome music that we've come to associate with the dragons coming down and laying waste to armies.
That's that thing that
I love it.
Whatever that is. How do they make that? It sounds like a car spinning down or like a helicopter or something. It's got a cool it's a cool effect. Cool sound. And then so there's Drogon just blasting fire, and it was pretty satisfying. They do an amazing job with the flames. What I like most about the flame shots here, the way the dragons, I'll just back up here to explain it here, is they do a great job with the kinetic feeling. It feels like there's weight behind the blast. It goes in, it digs into the ground and throws things up. It's not just like light that they animated it to like kind of fold over the elements in the shot.
And we can't forget the significance of this scene. This is fire and ice. This is what we've been waiting for since the very first episode of Game of Thrones in Season 1.
Yeah.
Where we knew this was going to be a show about dragons and we first saw the White Walkers. We knew this was coming years and years in the past. And we're finally seeing it. It's being realized. And this is awesome.
Yes. This is like having a kid and then he turns into a quarterback or something. No, but like remember the very opening shot of Game of Thrones. The whole first scene, maybe not the shot, but it's that small group led by a guy, I think his name was Royce or something. Mm-hmm. The guy who looks like Matt Damon's slightly uglier younger brother. And they head off into the forest north of the wall, and they encounter those White Walkers, and they see all those dead bodies. And I remember watching that and going, "Oh my god, this show is awesome!"
Yeah,
you see all this because you see these blue-eyed dudes, and there's like obviously they're not going to show off, explain it all right away, but you're sort of blown away by that opening sequence. And then they don't do any magic for like fucking 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We get a lot of incest,
a
lot of banging,
murdering children, stabbing pregnant ladies, burning little
you
girls.
love mentioning the pregnant ladies.
Well, that's just horrid. It's just I don't like mentioning that. It comes up because it stands out to me as one of the most horrible moments of the show. Anyway.
What about the woman and her baby being eaten alive by dogs at Ramsay's order?
Hilarious. But what I'm saying, I'm pointing out that opening moment, how they teased us with that magical opening. The supernatural was very clearly put in front of you, and then they denied us all that supernatural stuff for such a long time.
Makes this so much more powerful.
Exactly. That led to this moment here right now, where this dragon is just burning bitches, and it is badass. And they're taking turns, and they're coming in. And they got great aim, though. I just like the way they're kind of like just skirting the edge of this thing. They're protecting their boys. They're really saving their lives here. Take that, motherfuckers! And they're torching them, and these guys are like, yeah. He's even holding his up, going like, yeah, I got a flame too.
You think the Hound would be a little bit more terrified at this moment?
Right. You'd think he had feces running down the back of his legs.
He might. Maybe they're just frozen to the back.
That's true. It's turned into feces crystals. So yeah, the whites, they didn't really, are they running? Yeah, they kind of turned around, aren't they?
Well, I mean, this fire is melting the lake around them, so they're going to fall right into it.
Run away! So they're getting out of there. Just torching the lake, torching these whites. I mean, they got their work cut out for them to get them all if they really tried for it. And they probably could have.
And we were saying the same thing. It's like, aim at the Night King!
Yes! Yeah, get the bosses. That's what I was saying.
She doesn't know where he is or who he is or how this thing works yet. Yeah. All she knows, being Daenerys, is coming in like, holy crap, what he was saying was true. Right. Yeah, she's seeing that, and that her boyfriend is in danger, and his buddies are in danger. And she sees this is the moment they fell in love, James. Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you, man. This is how it happens. This is how I date girls. I hang outside their balcony and I wait for them to throw fire at me. What he was holding up a boombox for? Yeah, it's a song I wrote. Ice. Nice, baby. Okay, sorry. All right. Anyway, so boom, torturing, and then he lands, and he's like, "Get on!" This is our Ubers. Like, your Uber's here. Their apps are lighting up. Please be outside in 3 minutes. Yeah. Was this a 5-star ride? And anyway, Drogon, I love this shot though. He like sweeps across and just nails them, and man, that was just very satisfying dragon fire. I thought the whole thing is great. Even Tormund's going like, "Oh my god."
I hope Brienne doesn't do that to me. That's a bit much. And so she reaches for him and says, oh, my love, I want you. Oh, come get on here. So they're all going to hike up there like it's the fucking yellow bus to freedom. And Jon rushes off. He sees what's going on here, James.
So we should mention that we started a video about a year ago or so.
We recorded it.
Where we had a big theory. We put a lot of screenshots and research and stuff into it.
You definitely did.
To come up with a theory that was not unique in any way possible, shape, or form, but we tried to brain think it.
Don't say we, you.
Well, we were thinking, what could be the most equalizing force in Game of Thrones when it comes to the power of Daenerys and the power of the White Walkers?
Right.
And we theorized that there must either be bone or ice dragons frozen in the wall or frozen in the north that the White Walkers could access and tap into to resurrect, to fight against them, or something even more horrible could possibly happen, which is what was running through my mind when this started going in, where we started seeing the Night King picking up a spear. It's like, oh no, is this going to actually happen? Is he going to harm a dragon?
Right. And he gets this big old spear here thing. Right, yeah. I mean, ice gorillas maybe or something.
Yeah,
so he grabs this. The dude actually hands it to him, and he steps right under the fire. He's not intimidated by the fire.
Well,
it
extinguishes the fire as he walks through it.
Which also happens when they raid the
at Hardhome.
No.
Well, at Hardhome, the first one that Jon fights, he steps through the fire, and the fire just extinguishes as he does it.
Yes, that's correct. But the children set a border around the tree where Hodor and Bran were hanging out at the weirwood tree up there with the the three-eyed raven's house.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he steps up. We all know there's some dangers here because this is not. He's not going to miss. You can't think that he's going to be like
he was high school champion of the javelin.
Yeah, he watched Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
With that wobbly javelin, so anyway, he lines up a shot, and he
lawn darts.
Yeah, that's right. And so he just goes right for it, and of course the dragon takes a real bad shot to the shoulder. There's probably some magic behind that spear, right?
And this is Viserion?
I don't know which one's which. It's one of the other two.
I think it is. It's the V1.
The V1. Okay. Yeah, all right. We'll go with it. Why not? My arm in dragon, translated. And so Daenerys sees it, and she's like, oh, shit.
And the dragon says, I can't believe you've done this.
Yes. Is that Sean Connery?
That's an old meme.
Oh, it's an old meme. Okay, all right. Did you see that movie where the guy from Ally McBeal has an amulet, and he runs around with dragons and stuff? He's young. He's got a fro. Okay, so even Drogon's like, oh, shit, fuck. That's no good. He sees his brother get killed, or his sister. Are they boys or girls? Sorry,
well, they're named after her brothers, so I would assume they're male.
Yeah, but they're dragons. Who gives a shit,
Well, if they're a female, that could bring up the possibility of procreation, making more dragons, breeding an army. So I think they wanted to avoid that whole thing, saying you're limited to 3 dragons. You're only ever going to have 3 dragons. This is it. Use them wisely.
I'd like to see them fuck. So anyway, blood just comes pouring out, man. These guys are filled. This is like if you poke the Kool-Aid man.
So the important thing, remember, we've seen arrows fired from powerful bows just glance off of dragons. We've seen how even the scorpion that Qyburn created didn't really hurt Drogon that much. It brought him to the ground, but it wasn't anything on the scale of this. Right. And this was thrown by an arm.
Yes.
So it goes to show just the huge amount of power that the White Walkers have.
Yes. Well, great contrast. I'm glad you pointed that out. So yeah, he comes crashing down and he nails the lake and he's all fucked up and things are not looking good here. And then he sinks down and we see there it is. I was like, Jesus Christ, how could I not have taken shots of that? So
basically the end of Titanic.
Jack, oh Jack, I want you to draw anatomically correct nipples. So anyway, down he goes. And
very sad moment. This is a character. We don't lose characters that were around since the first season. Aww. Like it or not, this character was around from the first season. Yeah. Little tiny dragon, but he was there.
He was one of those cutie little guys, and not as big as Drogon because he didn't escape. He was chained up for a while in the slave tower or whatever the fuck. And there he goes down to the bottom of this lake. By the way, this lake is weirdly deep, considering it's not that big. I think I already pointed that out.
But some very deep lakes, like Crater Lake. It's very deep.
Okay.
Deepest lake in the U.S.
Okay, you win this one. All right, so then Tormund, oh god, Jesus Christ, that's fucked up, and Daenerys' heart is crestfallen. She's heartbroken.
And what are you thinking the whole time this is going on?
That she needs to take one of these heads off this thing now and throw it away?
No, the thing I was thinking, and I was even yelling, is like, he's got more of those! Get out of there!
Oh, yeah. Run! That's not his only spear, you dummy. Yeah, you're right. Actually, that is very true. And of course, it pisses off Jon. He's a man of kind of impulsive bravery. And he comes at it. He fights off a couple of fellas, and he really wants to have at this guy. This is their second stare down. Remember at Hardhome when he was on the boat moving away?
Yep.
One of the best scenes in the entire show. I think it's one of the top 5 scenes. That
it established stuff, you know, the fight between potentially fire and ice. That was Jorah High, or now in this case, fire being represented by Daenerys Targaryen and Jon Snow.
And Jon Snow.
It confirmed that they are the adversaries. He's the hero, he's the villain.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. It's like me and a Chinese buffet, man. I would fucking take that shit. No, that's a hacky joke, because I don't know. I could go for that. I'm fucking starving. But yeah, this is intense. That hard home shot where he lifts his arms up, he does that what? He does that what now, right? You know, come on, bitch. And so they're having another little stare down there, and Jon's a fierce fella, and Daenerys, you know, women like to see a man who's confident, so, you know, fake it. That's my advice to the guys, fake it. And Jon decides, all right, enough with the eye contact with the demon. We better get moving here. And as he's running off, though, he gets attacked and he gets sucked into the water. Jon falls down. Jesus, how did I miss? Well, what? That must have happened quickly.
Well, he sinks. The next shot shows it.
It does?
Oh, it shows him being sucked underwater with wights all around.
Yeah, he crashes down into the thing, and yeah. So Jon's crap. But these are easy acting jobs here, huh? Just stand there and act like you're dead, but don't fall over. All right. Can I have some fruit by the foot? Sure. So Drogon takes off. I thought it was kind of cool how awkward he was a little bit. Like they're kind of big weird birds. Intense, you know. He's, get out of here. Would have been cool if it's wings.
But here's the part where he takes off with the wings. You see wights just like flying back from the force of the wings flapping. This is what's happening here.
All right.
Which reinforces that Tyrion, being much smaller than them, should have gone flying like a cannonball back into Dragon's reach. Not Dragon's, Dragonstone.
I'd say more like a beach ball. Cannonballs probably wouldn't move much. In fact, Tyrion looks, he's probably heavier than you think. Okay.
Well, that's why I say cannonball.
Touche. All right, so then the dragon goes off and I'll get you, I'll get you. So yeah, that guy's evil, and I think he's kind of a silly looking man. He's got like weird dimensions. His nose is weirdly big for his head, and his eyes are a little too close. But the actor, when they stab him in the chest and the children stab him, that's the same guy. He looks like a pretty normal guy, I guess. But in his makeup, I don't know. Yeah. All right. I think he can use like a little feather, you know.
I still want to run into him in the dark.
No, you wouldn't want to fight. You wouldn't want to encounter that guy. That is one intimidating fella. Yeah, especially he's got this cheese grater armor on him. Probably eats gorgonzola or something. All right, so off they go, and
so this is a huge moment. We've got some major characters riding a dragon.
Yes, Tormund is, look where his life has gone. The Hound's on a dragon. They even have the wight on there. They have their captive,
which they stabbed onto the dragon onto one of the spikes to keep him. In place.
Yeah, that's right. The Hound jams him onto one of these spikes here. Yeah. That's really cool. That was a good detail. Thanks for pointing that out. And is he pointing? He's got his arm up. Oh yeah, he throws another one. That's right. That's right. He tries to take another shot at him, and I don't think we got it.
And then
he narrowly misses.
Then Slippy screams, "Do a barrel roll!"
What?
Peppy? Star Fox?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm missing.
Are you not a gamer?
Yeah, but no. I mean, no. I don't know. Sonic the Hedgehog.
If you don't know do a barrel roll, then I need to have classes.
Yeah, but you can do suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. All right, fair enough. I made that a little aggressive.
Yes.
All right, so anyway, Jorah almost goes down. Damn, I'm so disappointed he didn't turn into a wight. I really wanted to be right about that one. I'm so unsophisticated, though. What actually happened was so much more interesting.
He did not get the white privilege that you were hoping he would get.
I used my white privileges by assuming I was right. It will validate my existence without me having to do anything. But anyway, yeah, so this is the look back on the battlefield, and man, it fucked some shit up.
I like how you can see the scorch marks, like the melted ice where the fire cut across. I don't think you can see it well in this shot, but there's another shot where it shows it pretty prominently.
Yeah, that's the line of fire that the boss stepped through. I think that's him right there with him and his horse buddies. Yeah, they did just amazing effects. I just was very impressed with it.
And she's looking down at it, just not only grieving the loss of her child, the dragon, but also in awe of what she's seen. She did not expect this.
Yes.
She was complete disbelief from the story that Jon was telling her, but now she knows how great the threat is.
And she just lost a child.
That's what I said.
Oh.
I said she's not only grieving for the loss of her child, the dragon, but now she sees that...
Yeah. And not to mention that one of her kids just died.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
What if she was wearing like glasses with wipers on them? They're going back and forth. Okay. Fuck. Oh shit. Hold on. Back to this one. All right. So then it's this one here. Dragon's flying off. We gotta go. I did like he just turned into like the magical bus. Like he's just like Peter the Dragon. Isn't that one of those famous cartoon dragons or something?
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff. Who's Peter? Isn't there
Peter Griffin?
So there they go, and the king and his buddies. These guys. They're pretty unshakable. They don't seem to react too much. They don't even look at each other and like give like, hey, whoa, you want to go get a beer now? Whoa, what a fucking day, huh?
Is it safe to assume that he turned these other White Walkers so that if he were to die, the other White Walkers themselves would fall? Or do you think the other White Walkers were also directly stabbed by the children to become what they are, a higher form of...
Interesting. Like,
but he was simply the first, so the magic's more powerful.
Is he patient 0, or are they all like patient 0?
Like that baby that he turned
right
with the finger. Did the baby grow into become a White Walker? Was it ever, you know?
I assume the babies are... Yeah, that's like how they reproduce. They basically spread it into a baby, and then the babies become these guys, I assume. What if they was like, who was like breastfeeding the baby?
Yes.
Just holding it, but he's like real caring and real good mom. Yes. Just like, oh baby, you want the other one now? You want to get the other one? Is there a separate mammary gland for... Yeah, there's 2 different... So you can run out of boob milk and then go to the other one, right? It's not like you can drink it all out of one.
This is not something I have personal experience with.
I don't know either. Speaking of twins, man, I can't believe that we used to suck on our mom's tits. It's so fucked up. Actually, it's pretty healthy and beautiful. I honestly think that it's actually totally normal. But if you met my mom... Okay.
Yeah. So here's the battle scene that I wanted to point out. The scorched battle. Next shot.
Right here.
Where you can see the damage of the dragon fire and the line of just devastation.
Just torched up the lake here and broke up the ice, and yeah, that's really cool. A lot of good stuff going on in that shot. Oh man, what a crazy world we live in here, huh, James? Dragons and stuff.
Yep.
Longclaw is abandoned. Not abandoned.
Because Jon is dead again. Obviously not.
Right. Oh,
this is kind of bullcrap, though. You were being dragged underwater by wights in water that is freezing.
And he should be tired.
Your muscles were tease up or tense up.
Seize up is the word you're looking for.
Well, tense up, too.
Well, you said tease. I think you mixed...
Tense is what I meant to say.
I know.
I said tease, and then I corrected myself to tense.
I heard that part, but I think your thought was tense and tease. Tense and seize fucking mixed together. Why did I swear? I don't know why I swear. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying
he will have seizures underwater.
Not seizures, seize. You seize up. You ever have a muscle seize?
But the fact that the water would basically be a death blow to you. You wouldn't be able to survive that. You wouldn't be able to have the physical strength to come back out of it. Especially with the weight of the clothes that you're wearing.
Right, all that waterlogged fur.
So this was, I mean, it feels silly to say that this is unrealistic in a scene where I just watch dragons die and fight a bunch of zombies, but still... As a human, I can relate to this. If I were to fall into water with what he's wearing in that kind of temperature, I would die.
You wouldn't last long in that. No. And the only hope you have is to get naked and get a fire. That's the two. You have to do both of those because you have to dry off. Wet clothes will fuck you up in this situation. I know there are clothes that can still insulate while wet, but you got to get dry.
Like ponchos and things from Summer Days to Die.
Yeah, leather ponchos cost $25.
You gotta eat some meat stew to warm up.
It's a video game that we're playing, guys. 7 Days to Die. Check it out. Nobody watches those videos compared to these other ones, but I like to put them up anyway because it's fun. So yeah, there he goes, and probably. But maybe he's got some magic powers from the Lord of Light that someone's looking out for him, or
maybe
something.
He'll grind some pepper into his mouth from the bear mill.
Maybe he eats as much sriracha as I do, and he's farting out heat. Man, I could go for a jug of sriracha right now. So yeah, he's panting, he's tired.
He should be de-panting.
What if he did get naked and started to make, oh, I mean, being naked in this temperature is terrible, but it's better than being in wet clothes. Yes. That's the reason you gotta get, it's not to get naked, you gotta get dry is the point. In fact, Bear Grylls, the adventure guy, he one time did one of these in the colding, and he got naked and then he started
rub snow on him. Yeah, I saw that.
Snow is absorbent, and so smart thinking. Anyway, stupid Jon doesn't pretend like he's dead. He gets up and starts doing a fucking dance in the distance, and all the guys notice him, and Jon's running off, looking all fucked up and shitty, and he's just barely going at it. He's tough, he's strong, he's willful, and the zombies notice him and they turn at him, and then guess what happens? Uncle Benji comes by. Benjen. And he starts blasting heads with his cool little Catholic smoke mace, whatever that's called.
And the reason I was thinking that Benjen was going to be the one that was going to be brought below the wall is because I remember a teaser shot from the trailer where it looked as though Jon was riding on a horse that appeared to be Benjen's through the north. Mm-hmm. So we get an explanation as to what that means. Yep. But the fate of Benjen doesn't look all that great right now.
Well, no. Oh, you mean like considering what you were thinking before? Well, being that they already have their evidence.
Yeah, as we keep going along here, Benjen's going to approach Jon.
I just want to point out, though, I loved how he rode through swinging. It just looked really cool. Like, he's done this before.
Oh,
like
we've seen him do it before, yeah.
Right. But I just love that he has this confidence with that weapon of his that he knows he's going to get through. And so, yeah, he races up to Jon. All right, now go ahead.
Well, Jon is pretty much in terrible condition, so he's not going to make it very long. So Benjen... And this is, bear in mind, this is the first time Jon has seen his uncle Benjen, who, as far as he knows, he perished beyond the wall. So he's shocked to see him. He's like, how are you still alive? But there's no time to reconnect. There's no time for anything. He's like, get on my horse, go. Yeah. I'll hold him off.
The horse actually disagrees.
Yes.
Nay. All right, sorry, that was really stupid.
And sadly...
So this is from the teaser shot.
Yes, and sadly Benjen appears, by all accounts, to fall to the White Walker.
Why not get on the horse with him, too? Benjen, come on,
There's not enough room on the door. Titanic logic.
On the door. Actually, Mythbusters covered that, and they determined that there wasn't enough room. But, I don't know. Did he really need to... I mean, I think he chose to sacrifice himself because he...
What's he got to live for?
To hold him off. But, I don't know.
I mean, as a final act in this world, saving your nephew, I mean, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Now your purpose has been fulfilled.
I love my nephews, but I'm not saving those little guys. No,
but if you're living as an ice zombie in the north...
I would kill myself for my nephews so that they could live lives racked by guilt, and it'd probably mess them up mentally. That'd be nice.
Okay. So let's see Benjen fight.
Benjen goes in, and he comes at him, and he just starts fighting. Jon looks back to see it go down, and oh no, Benjen, Toto. Benji. The dog, isn't there a dog named Benji?
Yes, Benji was a dog.
Yeah, see, I told you. And Jon's feeling a little, he's tired and cold and ready to go. So off he goes. He's ready for a nice warm shower. And they rush back. Now we're back on the other side of the wall where everything is fine and makes sense.
Obviously, they got across the wall because dragons can fly.
Right. Yep. That's one thing that walls do not prevent is dragons. And so the Hound is grabbing the guy's still snarling. I just love that there's this thing. I really hope that that's a big part of the next episode. Like and Cersei's getting irritated. Yeah.
So this kind of shows us that Benjen can't leave beyond the wall, but clearly now we know that the Wights and the White Walkers can exist beyond the wall, and that's the whole point of their threat. But this just confirms that that can happen.
Good point. That's right. Yeah, good point. So Tormund's like, "Oh, see you later, buddy." He's like, "Fucking hope not." He's always kind of crusty, but that's cool.
In terms of the connection, though, you think he's got like maybe only like one bar now between his link between the Night King? Yeah. So as they get further away, is he going to lose connection and just kind of crumble into a corpse?
Oh, I see. He'll turn off completely. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it could just be like, like your Roomba can't find the charging station or something, so it's just sort of like confused and tries to live on dust and whatever it's. I don't know what. I'm not
your Roomba gains sustenance from dust.
It's like a Roomba's has like a baby's day out experience. Yes. So anyway, they look up. The dragons are flying around. Eastwatch is pretty cool. They got lots of structures and scaffolding.
Sadly, there's only 2 dragons now.
Right, we're down to 2. That's really that's no good.
At least they still have the big one.
Right. Of course. Yeah, you wouldn't want to lose that guy. And so anyway, they're standing here. This looks like fucking Hoth all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But there she is in her white outfit, looking out.
And she's sad not only because she lost a child, her dragon, but she also thinks Jon Snow is dead.
And she's got a crush on him, and she knows they'd be a good fit.
And she's horrified by the fact, this new information that she has of the threat of the White Walkers.
Right.
So she's processing a lot.
She's taking in a lot of new info here, new feelings, or at least she's being honest with her feelings maybe a little bit here. And Jon, who wouldn't be upset that Jon Snow died? Look at the guy; he looks so super handsome. He's a real Hollywood sex machine, and oh no, my Jon, and then of course she decides to turn, and we hear rider approaching. Oh, good. So guess who's coming back? It's a horse. We've seen this kind of shot before with a horse returning. And there he goes. The horse is running back, and there's a guy on it, and it turns out it's Jon Snow. We all knew that.
So obviously. Back to ship Targaryen.
Yep, that's right. And Jon is he's all tired and cold, and they're like breaking off his clothing. It's like frozen.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny. You think they would have done that before he got him on the ship? Like, wouldn't you have done that right in Eastwatch? Just been like, get him near a fire, we'll put him on a table and get him, put some fresh clothes on.
Sure, a second wouldn't put him in the bed first, so his bed's all wet and cold.
Yeah. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe they just, they didn't have the same kind of science training that you and I have.
But she's gasping at this point because now she knows that even though Jon tried to stop Sir Davos from saying that he was stabbed in the heart by his own men, he led her to believe that was a metaphorical thing, that he was putting his heart, heart on the line, putting his life on the line, but now she knows it's true that he was killed. No one can survive something like that.
Yeah.
And that he was resurrected. There's more than meets the eye to this guy.
Definitely. Actually, this is where he had a superfluous third nipple removed. That's I have the same scar on top of my head. All right, so there she goes, and oh, she's looking at him. It's nice. They even if she doesn't want to bang him or whatever, it's like they care about each other.
Yeah, so
they've bonded because he's also one of the few people she can look at as sort of an equal.
Yeah, so she's had way too many mind blows.
A lot of mind blows going on. So, all right, speaking of mind blows, Sansa is back. We're getting to the ending here, guys. We're almost there. Sorry, I know it's real rambly, and I'm kind of annoying. So Sansa's rummaging around. I think this is Arya's room, right?
It is Arya's room.
They showed the knife.
Yes, you see the dagger, the Valyrian steel dagger, as she walks in. She's being careful, meticulous, sneaky, so we know this is not her room.
She's got a refrigerator full of Jeffrey Dahmer heads.
Yes.
She's a fucking psycho. And she looks in her little satchel here.
And you joked, she's like, oh, they're going to pull out faces. And I was like, yeah, right.
Did you really think that? Right?
That's
funny. I didn't think they were going to look so...
fake and cheap.
How do you do it without it looking like that? Does it look like a thin...
There's not even like nose holes.
I know, but once they go on, they could become magic.
Yeah, I guess magic does.
Isn't there a Mission Impossible scene where Tom Cruise rips off a fake mask?
Many scenes like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to buy it. I don't think it's so insane. It probably is.
It's a little hokey, but you buy it in the context of... I mean, that one looks pretty good.
It's like they put like a
That's Walder Frey, right?
I think that's Walder Frey, yeah. I think they put like a high-res texture on there. But why does she keep... Like, what is she going to do? Go around and be Walder Frey, pretending, like, haunting people?
Well,
like,
I would put on the face and jump out from behind the bathroom door at her and go,
She's waiting for Halloween.
Yeah.
She's waiting for FreyCon. She's going to dress up as him and do some cosplay. Yeah, she can go dress up and goose his nieces and stuff, his daughters, squeezing butts, dirty old man. But anyway, what if Sansa put it on and it turns into like the mask, like Jim Carrey, just starts, hello!
Would she even be able to do that? Would it take her over and become Walder Frey?
Oh, what if the ghost still exists in there? Oh.
Yeah, the soul is still trapped within.
Yeah, he kind of but she kind of can't pull it off though because just
she's not trained.
He can't stop squeezing his own butt because she's got Sansa's butt.
Yeah.
All right, so Arya comes in, and I have mixed feelings about the way Arya is behaving here. I get where she's coming from, but she's also coming on a little strong with this whole I'm a psychopath killer thing.
Yeah, she is not the little sister that Sansa remembers.
No, not at all. She does the creepy hands behind the back walking.
Yeah, like she's hiding something.
That's always alarming. In Bravos, so Arya reveals... Because Sansa asks, what are these? Where'd you get them? Whatever.
But she ignores Sansa's request for information, and she starts going into this story about, I used to play this game, I'll say something, and you tell me if I'm lying, or I'll try and pick a lie from you. First person to get caught in a lie loses. It's called the Game of Faces. Right.
Yep. I didn't get that shot. I should have gotten Game of Faces there. But, yes, that's the game she wants to play.
So she's interrogating Sansa, trying to learn about her, trying to find out what her true motivations are, whether or not she is a traitor to the family or not.
Yeah.
And she's being very intimidating, very threatening, but Sansa is not having any of it. She's basically saying, I'm not going to play your game. Tell me what these faces are. What are they? What are you? What have you become?
Yes. And this whole thing, like, it didn't turn out well for the last person to ask me. It's like, what are you going to do? Kill your sister? You fucking psycho? Come on.
But she does pull out the Valyrian steel dagger and says, if I wanted to be like you, to become someone else. Well, she was saying, you wanted to be a queen, I wanted to be a soldier. That never came to fruition for us. But with these faces, I can be whoever I want to be. I can even be what you wanted to be. I can feel what it's like to wear these pretty dresses.
Yes.
To stand as a queen, to be Lady Stark of Winterfell.
What if
All I would need is your face.
I could even become you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's creepy.
My God, get out of here. Well, now I'm afraid to say Arya 3 times into the mirror like I do every night before bed. It's going to be an awkward night tonight.
I say it all the time. It's like, Hank, are you asleep? Arya? Arya? Arya?
I go, no, shut up. I sleep talk. No wonder I always dream about you, James. So there's the knife. She picks it up and she starts walking towards her with the fucking knife. Come on. What would it be like to wear those pretty... It's like, hey, Arya, by the way, you can wear dresses. You're the second most powerful person in this tower.
Kind of is wearing a dress right now.
Well, it's sort of like a battle thingy with the arm.
It's a battle skirt.
Yeah, it's a battle skirt. It's like, it's, I don't know. I wouldn't. She's not all dolled up like the pretty ladies are though.
But this is good old Littlefinger's influence.
I know Littlefinger's plan is working, and it's very frustrating because I don't like seeing these sisters fighting. I don't like it at all. So there's Arya. She walks. She flips the knife over and just hands it to her, and she's like, "All right." And Sansa's like, "Jesus Christ!"
This could be called the Sisterhood of the Traveling Faces.
I think it should be the Sisterhood of the Psychiatric Evaluation.
Yes.
Like if you're a parent and your kid started acting like that, it's like get him on some heavy drugs because this kid needs to be medicated so he doesn't turn into a murderer for the rest of his life. It's going to be terrifying. No, I'm just saying. There's probably something to that. Like when you're scared your kid's a killer, I'm sure that's worrisome. All right, so there's a boat, and that's Jon Snow on the boat, and he's that's his face, and his girlfriend's looking at him here, and
this is basically the scene that confirms that there is going to be a romance between the two of them.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
it's been confirmed pretty much, but this solidifies it.
I've been hoping for this since episode 1 of season 1.
Yeah, so essentially all these
sorry,
lines...
I didn't block out his nipple there, everybody. I know it's offensive.
All these lines up until this point about him saying, the talk about, are the lives of your men worth your pride, your refusal to bend the knee, and so forth.
Correct.
He wakes up and doesn't have any sort of sympathy for himself. He looks at her and immediately says, I'm so sorry that I went. I should never have done it, because he's talking about her dragon, her child. He understands the significance of that to her, and she understands that he understands it.
Right.
But she says, if I hadn't have gone, I wouldn't have seen it. The White Walkers, she didn't regret it at all. She basically says, I will help you by your side, fight the Night King and destroy his armies with you, even though he didn't pledge allegiance to her. But despite that, he still says, I'm laying down here. If I could, I would, but I effectively bend the knee.
Yeah.
And he calls her, she calls her Dany.
Right. Well, hold on. The chuckle here is because he farted.
Yes.
And the fur moved around a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yes, you're going through it all real quick. Yeah, he promises to call her a queen, and that's the joke he makes. A different joke there.
She basically says, "Dany, you don't want to be in the company of people that have called me Dany before. My brother, not a good person to be associated with."
Right.
So he says, "How about I call you my queen?"
Oh, right, yeah.
Which
so
is how,
I missed the parts where he's called her Dany, because she pointed out, like, oh, no one's called me that in forever, man.
So this is a very significant scene where he pledges allegiance. She comes around, says, "I will help you fight the Night King. I've seen the threat."
Yeah.
This is a major moment.
It's like if I met Queen Elizabeth and I said, hey, Liz. What's up, Liz? Lizzie! Oh, Lizzie Liz! Yeah. Hey, is it short for lizard there, you old hag? So yeah, but I'd bend the knee, but and then instead of that, he just pushes his boner down and lets it spring back up.
No, I was hoping he'd say, I bend the knee, but as you know, and then they just fly the covers off, and all his legs have been amputated. All his legs, not both of them, all of them.
Well, all of covers
from gangrene and frostbite.
Sure, yeah, I get it. They've all come. They'll all come to see you. So he says, "You're a great person." He says, "You prove to me that I can convince my people that you're the right leader for our continent here." Yeah. So that's good. It's working out. And she's having a lot of emotions. I think she seems relieved about Jon. She also knew she had to make a sacrifice. She knew that she wasn't going to get out of this unscathed. And of course, she's willing to sacrifice her child because she's a fucking psychopath. Mm-hmm. All right. So there's Jon and. Dark eyes, and she's blonde and whatever else, and so anyway, they're having a nice time. They're having some moments here. This is good. Every once in a while, I mean,
she's thinking, I'm Daenerys, this sucks, and Jon's like, I'm Jon Snow, this sucks. And Jorah's like, I'm still Jorah, this sucks. Look at me, Jon Snow, this sucks. But she doesn't ask him about scars. Kind of expected her to kind of go, what's up with this? Yeah, I'd be like, you want to know how I got these scars?
Do you like them? And her eyebrows crawled off her face and then jumped onto Jon Snow's face and turned into...
So the last and final scene is the one that we all saw coming. We all knew was going to happen. It was evident from the very beginning.
Real quick, though, this is him. He's just going, oh, man, she left? Fuck. Because you know what he was thinking. Hospital hand job.
Oh, my God.
Soldier time, man. And so it's a veteran tradition. This one lady I knew at a comedy show once, she was hanging out, and she was talking to me and another comedian, and she was like... Yeah, I went during Vietnam. Me and my friend, we used to go to the Veterans Hospital and give soldiers hand jobs. And I was like, "You're a fucking angel. Do you have any idea how much good you did for the country and for those guys? Those guys, of course, they needed a hand job. I think that's a nice thing to do for your country. I'm not saying that's the only thing.
Are you gonna start volunteering now?
No, I'm not doing it. Are you kidding me? My hands get tired real quick. I'm not in any good shape. But she said she and her friend would go and give dudes hand. And I was like, wow. Hey, you know what? It takes, some people melted down pots for cannonballs, and some people got to give soldiers hand jobs, I guess. So, right. Hey, why not? You know what? It's a stress reliever. All right, so speaking of stress relief...
No mystery as to what's going down here.
Yep. They're pulling on these big chains. It's nice that they have these cool... maybe they got them off a big old boat or something.
And like we said before, the video that we were working on a year ago was
you
saying...
were...
Well, we were saying...
I was editing it, but you...
I mean, it's not a theory that's unique. No. Everyone was thinking this, right. So I'm not special because I happen to... fall in line with this too, but
you're special, James. You're special to me.
But the whole thing, resurrecting the dragon.
Right. So they are. What if they pulled up like a big old boot, just a big old wood?
Yes. So the question then becomes, what is this new ice dragon going to shoot? Will it be ice? Will it be fire? Will it be blue fire?
It'll be blue fire.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I think it'll be blue fire. It'll be like blue fire that makes you real cold.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is called water.
Yeah.
So I don't know, yeah, but the great organizing ability, though. These guys are like the Marines or something here. They got them all set up. I guess it's the guy just making all the decisions, so it's not that complicated. But yeah, they yank out the dragon here, and it's probably pretty cold or whatever. And man, he comes up. This is similar to the baby, right? He walks right over to it. We all know what's happening here. And I wasn't sure they were going to show this. I sort of expected this to be like the final moment of the next episode because that's the season finale. So it's kind of cool that they've already gotten to this point here. And so we get a great shot of the dragon's eye. We all know what's coming here. I was kind of thinking they would cut to black before and not show what we knew it was coming. And so I was really pounding away on the screenshots. And then bam! Oh, fuck, James. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, I totally expected this to happen, and it's still cool as shit. What do you think?
So you think the ending part of the next episode, for the ending of the season, is going to be the Night King flying towards King's Landing on the dragon? Because he can get around pretty darn quick now if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, so there's scouting powers there, like, but he can't. And I suppose he could cause a lot of damage with one dragon, but he still has to sort of escort his army too.
But if he's shooting a dragon and he's not incinerating the bodies, if he's just freezing the bodies with whatever the power the dragon has, he can be resurrecting them as he flies over them. He can create an army in
Oh my god,
minutes.
yeah, he can. You're right. He can just sort of, yeah. He's not now. He's got an army printer.
Yeah,
he just flies around and kills dudes, and now there's army. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. You have a very devious mind, James. You should write a book.
Assuming that that's how the dragon works. The dragon's not just shooting fire out.
Right, we don't know.
You can't have ash warriors.
Right. Or the dragon can freeze dudes, or maybe like swat them in the head real hard and they bonk their head on a tree. Yeah, wow, that's a good, I don't know. I have no idea how it's all going to play out. So you think that's how the season finale will end?
I think so. I think it's going to be something along the lines of the Night King riding the dragon. And the rest of them being like, holy crap. Because they don't know that. You'd have to assume that they would presume this would be a possibility. Because remember I said earlier in the episode that the bear coming out was a foreshadowing for something bigger to come?
Yep.
Exactly this.
Right here. Yeah. A vicious monster. Like bear is sort of like the top mammal. What's the top mammal, killer mammal? Siberian tiger?
Women.
They kill your heart. Yeah. Actually, it is human males. If you look at all the fucking violence is committed by vastly majority is men. There's something going on with men, but that is the most violent mammal. But let's leave that out for a second. Bears, tigers.
Well, yeah.
So, but this is a way worse. Dragons are scarier than bears.
Well, killer whales are pretty vicious.
Oh, guys, if you bring up the ocean mammals, yeah, that's true. You ever seen a? Well, never mind. I was going to talk about.
I think bay and great white sharks have been long thought. I mean, great white sharks not being mammals, of course, but saying that they do kill for pleasure. They have been documented in nature doing that,
and then not eating it.
Yeah,
what a fucking savage thing.
It's like how when we're going to order McDonald's and just watch the burgers rot.
Yeah, where human beings kill for money. But anyway, yeah. Okay, here's my prediction for next episode based on what you described. They lose the wight. They don't make it down to King's Landing with the evidence.
The wight melts.
The wight melts. Yeah, the wight, or the Wi-Fi gets low and he shuts down or something, or maybe they lose him somehow. Then they go to the meeting anyway, maybe, and Cersei does not buy in any of their bullshit, and then King's Landing gets attacked by this guy.
Or Cersei's like, you think I'm impressed by a zombie? I got a 9-foot one standing right next to me.
I've got a zombie bodyguard and I fuck my brother every night. You think this is fucking interesting to me? No. Get out of here. And she starts cutting her hair a little shorter. I don't know, man. It's going to be real interesting. So we know for sure the next episode is going to be about Cersei. Euron Greyjoy is probably going to show up and say something with his...
I think the whole episode is going to be about Theon.
Yeah,
Theon and Gilly.
Gilly's just getting good at the abacus. Just getting it. Oh, Sam, did you know that? She's just getting real annoying about Jeopardy and stuff. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm excited, though. It's a short season.
Yep.
7 episodes. But all right, well... Anything else to add?
Nope. I absolutely love this episode. All I need to do now is to go and start watching Twin Peaks, because I am dying to know what happens on Twin Peaks as well.
Oh yeah, Twin Peaks.
And we can't watch them both at the same time, sadly. And
right. And well, we made Game of Thrones the priority, so sorry about that, everybody. We're just
Twin Peaks is still very much 50% of my heart.
Yeah, it's like Twin Peaks is Drogon in Game of Thrones is Drogon, and Twin Peaks is one of the other fucking dragons. You know?
If Cooper comes back this episode, it's going to be better than Game of Thrones for me.
Okay. What if he comes back with blue eyes? Well, crossover. Okay, guys, that's all we got. We're good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Hit up James on Twitter at VideoJamesSP. You've been looking at it in the upper left corner the whole time here as I put it on the screen. And at SuckProfessor is, you know, the channel, and that's usually me there. So thanks for joining up with us and finding our channel and watching to the very end. We hope you're enjoying us. Maybe we helped you get through those pivot tables a little bit quicker. With a little bit more ease, and enjoy the eclipse. If you're watching this during the eclipse, get the fuck up and go watch that goddamn eclipse. So why am I saying that? It's only going to be for an hour and a half tomorrow. So.
The kind of funny thing
I might not even have it edited by then.
I was tracking a package today and through FedEx, and it said at the very top, FedEx is monitoring the effects of the eclipse.
Oh, really?
It's like, what?
Well, you know, they gotta, maybe they, you know, they don't want to, I don't know, sun goes down, everybody, or the sun goes away for a second, everybody.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, my package was delayed by an eclipse.
Right. No, I get. Actually, you know what? I mean, there is a huge amount of migration happening. People are flocking to that totality stripe to see it. So there actually is going to be logistical. There's logistical things going on. And, you know, anyway, why we were talking about I'm meeting with an insurance adjuster during the eclipse because my airbag got stolen out of the Prius I just bought that I have not even made a single fucking payment on. It's going to cost me $500 deductible, and that's what I'm doing during the eclipse. So the only way to make me feel better is to subscribe to the channel. Okay, anyway, goodbye everybody. See you later, Drogon. See you later, James on. Bye. Rawr!